All right, here we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the summertime episode of Cadillac on Mars. You got me, Chalfie. You got my homie T. You got Delvin. Glad to see him back. You know, he's out here looking tan, looking immaculate. He's got that Juneteenth glow. Show title.
Juneteenth glow. Yeah. Rarely do we get that early in the game, but hey, you write that down here. I'm gonna put it in the show notes.
Remember that, Delvin, because you got to put this episode out today.
God damn it! Getting put out for 8 months from now.
Shit, man, come on.
I'm gonna put it right underneath the date in our notes. All right.
Yeah, right where the question marks go. That's where the title goes. Let's start with Delvin while T's doing his business.
No,
Delvin, what you been up to, man? Yeah, man.
I gotta send out the links and stuff so people can actually see that we're live. Did you send out the links?
Okay.
He has work to do, so it's all right. Good. What's good, folks?
He didn't send out the links.
T.
Gang, we in the building. It's good to be back for another month. Shotgun and the caddy. Good to have Delvin back in the building with us. You know what it is. Chalfie is sweating it out in the garage, y'all.
Yep.
Which means the wife has the office.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I know, sir. I know how this plays out.
You know what? But it's all right. I feel like I have less echo in here, and I at least got a little breeze coming in. So good. I'm all right. This might be my permanent setup.
How's the weather out west, man?
We doing small talk? Okay, I know. So what's it with small talk? Our new section. Nah, it's
right now. Huh? So how's your day? How's the weather going?
What's new, buddy?
How's the kids?
Damn, homie, I just wanted to just wrap a little bit before we delved into it. Give my man time to do what he doing.
Right, seriously, he's vamping, man.
Yeah, that's what we do.
It's been good out here. The weather's been nice. Like I actually took the kids took my daughter and her friend to the beach today, and then so it's not like too hot. And today's actually
a weekday.
Nice. I'm on vacation, fool.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're like
so I get to
school or some shit like that. So you get
yeah, so I get to seriously.
You like Donald Trump of your school. So
wow, yay. Jeez.
Also, like him, you're a felon.
Jeez, goddamn! You know what? Delvin needs just to let everyone know. Delvin will be going on hiatus again after this episode. We will be having a staff meeting. Homeboy came in punchy, huh? Fuck, man.
I had a wild day, man.
No shit, man. Try to talk about your day. You were like, "Fuck you! I ain't talking about me."
No, I had to set up the links so people can see.
No. And then T and I start to talk, and then you want to like fucking start getting all Trumpy on us.
It's like I passed the show to T. Like, hey, I had to me while starting the links. He like, I don't know what the fuck to say.
Damn, man.
I didn't know we was podcasting
today. We never hit what's up with you that fast. We just don't. It is set up that we will get there eventually, but we do have a little give and go up top here. So I just want to know what's popping out west right now. It's pretty cool where I'm at. So
it's breezy, baby. It's breezy.
68 degrees in the land currently.
So 68, man. Nah, let me give you the actual out here. Right now I'm looking at a nice 78.
Right. Lovely. You know what I'm saying?
Nice place to be. Nice place to be. What's it up by you? Fucking nice. It's just a pair of sweaty balls on the screen, like not even a temp.
It's 84 degrees at night.
That is true. It is roughly 5:12 over here, so that means it's 8:12. And
yes.
Delvin, do you have AC?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. Okay.
Good. I would think down that far down south, everybody got AC. Even like poor people got AC. You know what I'm saying? You have to.
It's a standard issue.
Yeah, Speaking of poor people, let me tell you what happened to me today.
All right. Boom. What a segue. Speaking of poor, speaking of these broke motherfuckers who live with me.
So we didn't have a title already. Speaking of poor people,
That might have to be in parentheses.
Yeah.
No, you don't mix Juneteenth and poor people. Somebody will show up your ass.
Yeah, that is true. Never mind. I digress.
Let me tell you guys what happened today, man.
Mm-hmm.
So for those who know, I work in real estate, property management, stuff like that, right? So long story short, one of my family members was renting this house from us.
Mm-hmm.
And they were deciding to move out. I'm not going to say names. I'm not going to see what happened, but they were deciding to move out because they were moving to Georgia because of the situation in hand. They didn't pay rent for the last year.
Okay, we'll call this Delvin's ex, but we won't say names.
No, that's not who it was. That's not who it was at all. What happened was, I'm trying to be vague. No, fuck, I'm not being vague. I don't give a fuck. I don't know this motherfucker anyway. What happened was, okay, for those who don't know, my grandmother passed.
Yes.
Sad story. We know. Yeah, stop. Yeah, we know. More of my grandma. Let's move on past that. That's not the important part of the story. It's part of the story for this reason. So what happened was, my cousin was renting from us. And my grandma would bring my cousin's rent every month and tell me, like, here's her rent for the month, like that. After she passed, I found out my cousin wasn't paying the rent. My grandma was paying the rent for her the whole time. For like a fucking year. Like, and the crazy thing about it is, the rent wasn't that much. It's like a 2-bedroom house for like $900.
Now, is this the cousin? I think we might have talked about this on So Tell Me, where there might be a little bit of beef, a little bit of animosity between the adult cousins.
No. This is another cousin. This is my younger cousin. But what what happened was, my grandmother, one of her final wishes was like, to the management company I work with now, was like, hey, can you make sure, like, whatever happened with her, make sure she's okay. Don't like just throw out in the goddamn streets or nothing like that, right?
Yeah. So
to honor that, they were like, hey, just tell her to be out by July, and you ain't got to worry about any back rent you owe. You good. So that was the deal we came up with.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta worry about
we just call it even, straight up.
Yes. So that's like, that's 2 months free rent. Even though she had a whole goddamn year free rent. That's a whole other story. 2 months more free rent. Just move out. So she left the keys at my house to go pick up the keys. So she moves out. So I go pick up the keys from my house, go to the house. As I'm walking towards the house, my spider senses is tingling. My Negro senses, some may call it. Like, something seems off by this situation. One, her responsibility was to cut the grass. All thing she had to pay for. Find a yard man, get the grass cut every month. The grass was like the African jungles.
Oh shit!
Like, the grass was like high to my knees and shit. Like, what the fuck? Like she didn't cut the grass in a year. So I'm like, oh man, here we go. So I said, you know what? Something tells me, because my Negro senses go off. Go in the backyard. I go in the backyard. There's a motherfucking tent back there. Like a full-ass tent. A motherfucking scooter. Sleeping bag and everything. And a dude back there.
Well, technically you said move out. And a tent is out.
That's correct.
It's not in. So you should have specified. That's on you.
That's correct. So I'm like, yo, what the fuck you doing back here? Oh, I'm not supposed to be here? I'm not supposed to be. No, you're not supposed to be here.
Supposed to be here.
Get the fuck off my property.
Yeah.
My bad. This dude that like set up shop. He got like a bed that he set up like his own house and shit.
Got a fucking hibachi.
Yeah, got a scooter set up and stuff like that. Everything set up like crazy. And so I'm like, yo, man. So now I gotta wait for this motherfucker to get out of here. So I'm waiting for him to get out of here. I'm going through the house. The house is a fucking mess. The house looks like a 6-year-old lived there. Like, there's shit all over the wall. Not like a 6-year-old lived there, like, had parents. It's just like a 6-year-old lived there and just was by themselves.
Well, you see, the funny thing is that, like, my mind immediately went to an old story of yours where you had to, like, get some tenants out, and they were, like, basically squatters living in there, and they were like, oh, what, we can't be here? And you're like, no. Like, you have no rights to this place. What the fuck are you talking about? So I'm assuming very similar scenario.
Yeah, and it seemed like the guy tried to break in the house, but couldn't break in, so he just said, "Oh fuck it, I'll just stand in the back."
Goddamn.
So I'm walking around this house, and this house just looks horrible. And when I say horrible, it looks like it looks like a 6-year-old lived there. In the way, the best way I can describe it is like this. I'll give you examples. So, one, there's shit all over the floor. Refrigerators are like filled up with stuff and all that type of stuff. That's already bad enough as it is. Then you go to the rooms. Like, she painted the walls, but not the traditional way. Like, you know how people be trying to like paint the walls, like we'll paint it blue, we'll paint it white, we'll paint it one color.
Yeah.
No, this motherfucker like
she magenta?
lived in no, not even that. Like she lived in Gullah Gullah Island and shit, and wanted to paint the wall like these designs. Like one of the rooms, she did like hot pink and regular pink stripes down the wall with like white lines between them to distinguish them. But the problem with it is the lines are all crooked.
So what I'm envisioning is she was Kente cloth inspired and just went with the patterns.
Let me see if I can. I'm going to send you guys a picture of what I'm talking about so you get an idea of like
this just carrying forth the theme of it. Looked like a 6-year-old did it.
Yes. And I'm going to show you the picture, and you're like, that can't be fucking real. Of what now the other room don't look as bad as this room, but I'm gonna see that picture anyway. I'm gonna see the first one first in our Cadilliac chat. Look at this.
Oh, that's wild. That
you see how she painted it, and then she stopped at the fucking TV, and she had the TV right. Didn't move the
TV. This looks like in the cartoons when the person is high. Like it does look like a 6-year-old did it.
Yes.
But I love you left out the fact that there's a fucking Jordan sticker and a Beat sticker.
Yes.
And she had to put those on after she made it.
Hold on. You got to get that corner right there on the bottom left. Look at that plug though. No one paints the plug like that. The plug is 2/4 pink, 1/4 white.
Why
so
is
I gotta respect it. Gotta respect it for keeping the stripes. She got a landlord special that bitch and just painted it over. You know what I'm saying?
This shit is wild. Like, yo, what? Like, how do you take down the TV?
I lightweight fuck with this other one though, man.
The other one's not bad. It's not as bad as the first room.
Yeah, that's kind of got something.
You know what? That was a little more effort. This one says a little more schizophrenic to me though. Like,
yeah, this looks like something one of the killers from a video game would do. Like,
look,
like every kill is another color.
Yeah, like the origami killer.
Once you fill the whole mosaic
killer. You gotta do that in a French Canadian accent, bro. You can't just say like
that. Killer.
Organic.
And you know, look, it's so much better than I thought it was gonna be, bro. Because I thought you meant it's like filthy and full of problems. This is just
the house is filthy. That is just the walls. I have plenty more pictures.
Well, you know what? She still did the same thing on this light switch though. Just there's like a little corner that's white and the rest is blue. Yo, what?
So swag,
this shit is crazy.
It's like that. This one is so Miami. This got a very Miami vibe to it. This particular painting.
True. And that vibe is you was mad coked out. That's that vibe.
This is something.
This some old Central American looking half empty closet situation. Right? What is happening here, bro? Look at this, man. Wow.
Seriously. It does give some Central American vibes for sure.
I don't speak that with some bullshit behind it. I speak that with some wisdom.
Because whenever you got a lamp, like a lamp without a lampshade, like that's one thing. But also this lamp does not all have a bulb.
Just a lamp. Because she definitely took the bulbs with her. It's a certain type of people. She's like, nope, keeping these LED bulbs I paid $5 for. I'm not leaving them behind.
I like the continuation. And for any of the listeners, we've got to figure out how to share these out. Maybe we'll put them on like the show feed Instagram or something. But the Air Jordan box is there. So that means that's where the Air Jordan sticker came from. But I also like that the color of the room is sort of similar to the Jordan box.
Almost.
So maybe that was the inspiration.
Yeah. Like,
wow. You know what? There's a lot to like psychoanalyze here. Like, yo, what the fuck?
Was that a bomber jacket though?
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff in there that I don't know why it's in there.
Like,
that's just
three different types of hangers. You know, like one from the store.
Hey, yo.
I'm sorry. I
appreciate that.
We all got hangers, man. Don't do that.
I didn't know. I didn't know this was a safe place for hangers, man. There'll be no hanger slander on the teams to watch.
Hanger slander on my shift, baby. I have 7 different hangers.
Oh my God, son! When you said scooter, all I was thinking about one of these bird scooters. Not this motherfucker had a motor vehicle.
Yes, an actual scooter.
Yes. No, I thought electric scooter. You came through with like a fucking Honda ass scooter
with a license plate. All that. Oh my God.
Yeah, like a full ass scooter, just there.
Why is there a cage around the AC unit?
Oh, it's Miami. I get that.
Oh, it's Miami. Niggas be stealing.
Yeah. I fully understand that.
If I waited another day, the whole AC unit would have been going.
I like how there's a 2x4 outside of the window. Like it's like this is zombie apocalypse vibes, man.
Yeah, we had to put the 2x4 out there because they were trying to break in. So this 2x4 is nailed in there, so somebody had to take it and pry it off to actually get in the house now.
I respect the fact that there's a crate for the animal too, even with the pot on top of it.
There is no animal.
Oh,
there's just a crate back there.
Oh, whoops!
It's just a fucking animal cage. If you're just joining the chat, people,
I can't, man.
I'm just showing you the shit I have to deal with.
This shit is wild.
That crate might have once upon a time had a chicken in it, and that pot might have been that chicken's last resting spot. That's all that is, baby.
Damn.
Oh, what's up, Big Donnie? That's wild out here.
I'll be back. I'm fucking tearing up. I gotta find a tissue in this garage right now. Hold on, just walk into the back. Got him.
Oh my God, it's wild. You sir you've had a lot on your plate, bruh.
Yeah, this is like a normal day in life for me. Shit is never just like a normal shit where you can just relax and enjoy life. No, something always got to go crazy.
Delvin's life is unreal.
Yes.
Like, this shit don't make no sense.
Yeah, that's wild cartoonish, man.
Every day, every minute, every second of Delvin's life is houseway. Non-stop. Non-stop.
I didn't even tell you the coup de grace of this story.
Oh, there's more.
I might not tell it because it is very damning and it's very bad. Fuck it. They're not going to hear this. Who gives a fuck?
Between us three and maybe like John 32 and who else? D-Life? Sometimes Donnie? Like that's all people listen.
Fuck it. I will tell this part of it. I don't give a shit. Remember the conversation we had, Chalfie, about a few months ago about having to change the locks on my house?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I go in, as soon as I walk in the house, one of the safes that was in that house is there.
Okay.
Now I know you're wondering, how did the safe that was in
Grandma's house yes,
get here?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know either.
And I believe in that conversation you said, I'm pretty sure I know who took it.
Yeah. So my brother, I went to my house.
Your brother, an officer of the law, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, he pulls up like a sitcom. and like I didn't call him or anything like that. He just pulled up. I was like, oh, I saw you was home because he works all around that area. He's like, I saw you. I feel like I stopped. I'm like, oh, let me show you this shit. So I showed him all the pictures I showed you of the house, right? And then I show him the picture of the safe. And he's like, that's the motherfucking safe I bought her.
How is Delvin's life like somehow True Detective and Curb Your Enthusiasm together?
Yes. So his response was like, yo, we got to go over there and get the safe. I'm like, do we? He's like, yes.
Wow.
We do. So I said, I guess we're going over there to go pick up this safe. So
there's some real shit, man. So, like, did you confront Homeboy and be like, hey, by the way, so what's up with the safe? Like, how did the safe
No,
get from here?
I didn't talk to him about it because I'm quite sure he had nothing to do with it. He was literally like a crackhead who saw them move out and said, I'm going to just camp here the next day and just stay here. So
wild, man.
So I went back
that's
to the
a
house.
lot. That's a lot.
My brother procured the safe. It's locked up, but there's something inside of it.
Okay.
He says he thinks he has the keys because those when you buy those those big safes, they usually have like a fail-safe key to it.
Yeah.
That anybody can open it just in case you forget the combination.
Yeah. What is it? Another gun?
Shit, probably is.
I only say that because in the last episode of PSVG, Delvin was like, so we have 3 guns now. He said, what is it? Your kid was cleaning like a space and found like a 38 loaded?
Yeah.
He'll shake that safe. He's going to go, pow! And you go like, oh, yeah, it's definitely a gun in there.
Yes.
My grandma was John Wick.
Yes, she was.
Grandma was like, fuck with me. I dare you.
Just had a whole bunch of guns everywhere.
She was like, come back. In the microwave, like anywhere, under tables.
Ain't nothing but a little bit of walk, Cletus. You walk over, you limp back.
Let me tell you ridiculous shit my brother said to me today. I'm in the car with him riding, right? Because he's still on duty. He has a gun on his hip, and he has a gun on it on his side, right? Yeah. And he takes off the bigger gun and puts it in the glove compartment and puts the smaller gun on his side. Like what the fuck you did that for?
It's for comfort,
he's like,
He's
like, oh, this is my relaxing gun. I said, you know how fucking stupid
Yo, what?
He said,
this is my relaxing gun.
Oh, shit.
Hey, that is the most
third
Florida
title.
shit.
Third title. It's my relaxing gun.
That is some Florida shit right there, man.
Yeah, he puts the gun relaxing gun. Like, oh, this one feels more comfortable to carry, so I'll just put this one on myself. What the fuck are you doing?
See, that's for more like hold up. The other one is for killing. The other one is for really handling business. Yeah. That one is for more like I got a gun drawn on you. But the other one, that's to take care of business.
Yeah, that one is to like, listen, I'm gonna let you know I got that thing. Well, we're gonna have a conversation. Because we'll figure out how this conversation goes. Might end up you in the hospital, might not. It's on you.
Yes, him and his relaxing gun. This is the easy one.
Hey, I understood it fully. Once you said, I was like, oh yeah, you driving around, too much gun on your hip, put that one away.
Right, exactly. It's like when you got too much shit in your pockets. Yeah. You're just like, nah, this is too much.
I need my relaxing gun. This gun's for him. Let me get the other gun.
Relaxing.
If I had like a fashionable gun, this one doesn't fit this outfit.
Nah,
I need my Dolce & Gabbana gun.
I need the pearl handle over here. Where's the one with the Louis print?
That pretty pearl handle thing. I'll keep that for other occasions. You know what that one's for.
This one for the ladies.
Yeah, so that was my day. This all happened today, by the way.
It's like this one matches me when I wear my Dracar Noir.
Yeah, this is the one I wear for shooting black people. This is the one I wear.
I'm just gonna tell you, anyone listening right now, this is a FUBU ass episode. This is legit for us by us. It's been a little too long since we've been together.
Yes.
I'm like, look, listeners, like you guys.
My brother know he a cop.
I hope your brother knows he's a cop. He's like, a word? I thought I was a counselor.
Especially Miami.
Hey! It's many a police department to be had in that area of the world. We know it. We don't know which one specifically he banged with.
That's true.
No need to share that tidbit.
But there's only 2 black officers.
No. I'm not.
There's more.
There's more.
Oh, did you see the video? It's been circulating around Twitter a lot. Where they're arresting some guy. It's the police department. It's in Miami. And you see the cops arresting the guy. And you see this one giant ass female police officer.
No.
Like she has a BBL. That is his department.
Okay.
Why are you trying to make it hot for your brother?
Why are you trying to narrow it down?
I'm just saying. He might be dirty. But not the way you expect.
Damn. Hey, your brother's about to text you right now. Hey, why are you talking?
Hey, stop doing these goddamn podcasts.
Seriously, man. Making it hot.
I gotta sleep on the couch tonight.
You get a lot of stuff when you put in BBO Miami Cop, and I gotta tell you, Twitter
is that what that typing was? BBL Miami Cop.
Yeah.
He says the video that's making the rounds. I'm telling you right now, it's a lot going on here. Hold on. Here we go. We're gonna push play right quick. Hold on. Y'all might hear this. Hold on.
Oh, we definitely.
I'm getting arrested. I don't know what the hell going on. I got hemmed up. God, die, y'all.
T's face says it all.
The way he said, he didn't care if he was getting arrested anymore, huh? He was like,
if you see the video, it looks like a regular police arrest. Then all of a sudden you see this giant ass just show up on the screen. Like, this can't be real.
Sir, I'm putting it in the chat.
And you're like, this just has to be, man. This cannot be a real police arrest.
You share that right quick, Dale, man. So if you can share this, I don't know if you can do that, but they got to see that.
I don't know if I can play this on that show.
I mean, it's just an arrest happening. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. It's like they know.
I don't know. I will put this in the Discord chat for anybody who's in the Cadilliac On Mars Discord. They can see what we were discussing.
Holy smokes. That is a wild one.
But, yes. Damn, Chaffee left and came back to it?
Okay.
Like, I've...
Nah, I remember I'm on technical difficulties.
Oh, yeah, I forgot now. Life hit. His
Yes. Am I back in? You guys hear me?
Yeah,
his computer pulled to Joe Biden and fell asleep.
Seriously.
Joe
Really
Byron. Oh, man. Bruh.
Yeah. I'm back, baby.
Welcome back, Delvin.
You guys just shit. No kidding. Damn, man.
You have been missed. Your presence is good to have. It's good to have you grace us once again. Not that me and Chaffee don't have a good time, but hey, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just all right to have your homeboys in the building.
We are that 3 robot Voltron, so we were not complete. You know, we're not the Lions. Yeah, but we're the stackable 3.
One day Chuff's gonna say, "Fuck the big thing, it's just big me."
It's just big me.
That's right.
I'm gonna be like,
"Bum."
I'm gonna pull a J. Cole. Be like, "Yeah, you're right."
You know what? I guess let's transition to that. What I've been up to.
That never been.
That's a good segue right there.
Do that.
I got the opportunity to go
pop
to
out
the
and show
pop out.
niggas.
So at first, you could say it.
I know that's why I said it. I said it because you
want to hear
couldn't say
nothing
it.
about that concert. I don't care about that one. I want to hear all about the other concert you went to. That is my show of the year. I told my girl I want to go to that concert. She said no. She told me absolutely not. I like that.
She said no way. Nah, so like when I found out that Kendrick show was going on, I was like, oh fuck, this can be a moment. Because one is it's at the Forum, so that's big. On Juneteenth, huge. The fact that there's no lineup, damn. And I was one of those people that was like, I got into it was that Cash App was doing a pre-sale, and at that point I was like I'm not gonna lie, like 50,000 in line, and I was like, yeah, I ain't gonna work. And then but I stayed on, and still was like no. So then I waited for the official on sale, and at that point I was like 75,000 like in line, and I was like, oh, this ain't happening. But as I was I was basically managing 2 screens, and I was doing like StubHub and SeatGeek, and then 3 screens, and then Ticketmaster at the same time. But StubHub was like people were just posting them immediately, but like posting them for face value. Like they weren't even like trying to make a profit. So I ended up getting like amazingly good seats. Like my view was clear. Like the sight line was on point, and just was like, oh, I'm gonna pull the trigger on these bitches right here. And that shit was a celebration, like a true celebration. Um, it was weird because over here in California, it started at 4 o'clock. And so that's already strange because usually when you go to a concert, it doesn't like first act doesn't hit the stage till maybe 9 o'clock, 8:30 maybe. And so to be there like at 4 was like, this is weird. But so we show up, everything's smooth, we get on in. But I was kind of stressing leading up to it because it was like, oh, you'll get your tickets the day of like sometime before the day of the show, which I'm like, I hope so. And so then it was like 2 days before, and I still didn't have the tickets. But StubHub was like, you got them, don't worry. So then finally, like the day before, the evening of the day before, the tickets popped up, and I was like, yes. And just got in there, and even though it was an early show, people were there having a good time. Like they set up the little outside area, so it was just like cocktails all over the place, just people just playing. They're playing music, people just fucking enjoying themselves. Um, you finally get in, and they just moved. Like it didn't really stop. DJ Head came out, brought a lot of like newer artists and stuff like that, and it didn't really kick off until Mustard came through. That's when it was like, oh shit, here we go. And now we're gonna see the names that we know. And it was like it really showed the true diversity of the area. Like um I appreciate Steve Lacy's role in the sort of uh, spectrum of West Coast artists. I was not expecting him like at all. Um, and so to see Steve Lacy come through was like, you see, it's not all gangsta shit 24/7. Like these other guys represent Compton as well. They represent the West Coast as well. Fully shocked that Tyler the Creator came out because
That was
one,
awesome.
there was that whole situation. I don't know if you remember, like quite a few Camp Flognas ago, everyone was expecting fucking Blonde. What's the artist's name?
Frank Ocean.
It's Frank Ocean.
Frank Ocean.
I
As they
remember
always
that.
do, they're expecting Frank Ocean. Drake comes out and they
They
just
booed
boo
the
the
shit
shit
out
out.
of them. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Yep, I
to
remember
the
that.
point where Tyler came out and was like, "This is my friend. You guys are fucked up." Like he kind of like reprimanded the crowd. Like this ain't cool. So I was like, I don't know. Like that's weird. Like it'd be rad to see Tyler come through, but at the same time, it's political. So I get it. But then Tyler came through and it was like, what? Like that was fucking really exciting. And then to see like just and then it just kept going and going and going. Like to see like Black Hippie Unite, which is J Rock, Absol, Schoolboy Q, and Kendrick together, that was a rare moment. Now, for me, a real big highlight, once I saw the colorful wig come out, I yelled out loud. I was like, "Is that fucking Tommy the Clown?" And so my wife like looks over at me because I was like, Tommy the Clown is significant to the community and to the culture. Like, if you got Tommy the Clown and his people to come to your birthday party, you had the party. Like you were that motherfucker. Like that was a real deal. And so I remember I worked with this one principal, and her grandson, it was like her daughter and her grandson lived with her. And I remember asking her, like, she was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be my grandson's birthday. And I was like, oh, what does he want to do? She's all, you believe this motherfucker? He wanted to have Tommy the Clown. And so I was like, okay. She's like, I'm gonna get Tommy the Clown, but still, so it was just, to see like they really reached into the community and was like, no, this is who we are. This is like, it was the fabric. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, if you know, you know. And so it made me even think of the, like, what's the fucking, what's the black circus? I don't know if you guys have it by you. It's like
Universal Soul Circus.
Yes, that.
You gotta say that right.
You know,
Universal Circus.
You're right.
You know, so it was a flood of things, and it just for me, it was really like a truly emotional experience because it was like working as an educator in Compton was probably one of the most life-changing experiences I ever had. Because one, it like I was telling my wife about this as we were there, I was like, or on our way back, I was like, one, it exposed me of my ignorances, but also educated me. Um, Made me more connected to my own culture and community, as well as appreciating another, and how these two communities are very much intertwined in like so many different ways. And and then just the nuances, knowing about like Tommy the Clown and a lot of these younger artists, knowing the neighborhoods that they're shouting out, understanding that this guy is from this side of town and that guy's from that side of town, and even though they're both bloods, they do not get along, like, so it's like just all that shit together. And then it's just like it was just fucking amazing. And let me tell you, from the beginning to the end, people did not sit down. Like, they did not. It was a fucking party from the get-go. And just a lot of singing, just a lot of like joy and excitement and celebration. It really was a Juneteenth event. One, I'm glad I'm there. On one hand, I hope it never happens again so that I could say I was there. But at the same time, I hope it happens every year because this is something that honestly, take it out of the forum, put it in the parking lot, make it a festival, make it more accessible, more people, more of a celebration. Like this felt like the beginning of something that can be much bigger. And it was positive. It wasn't that whole like, media will always make our communities out to be thugs and criminals and violent and animals and this bullshit. And it's like, but it wasn't that. This, even though it comes from a hip hop beef, it was love. Top to bottom.
Very much so.
It was love all the way through. It was just like, so when you hear the song Not Like Us, it's like, this is why you're not like us. Because you can't comprehend what is taking place right now. If you can't understand what this moment is, then it just ain't for you. This is not your community. And that's okay. That's okay.
And to add to that, this is something only a caliber of a Kendrick Lamar can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one else I can think of can command this type of audience with this type of people who are all united on one coast and bring them together for one big show and get this much love and attention. I like Drake. I think Drake's a cool artist. He can't do this.
No.
This is a uniquely Kendrick Lamar type thing. I don't think there's too many artists who can do this in rap, period. Like maybe Jay-Z
really true.
in his prime. Jay-Z in his prime in New York. There's not too many people who can do what Kendrick did, and I think it's a beautiful thing that he used his ability.
Like, I think I think the best we could probably get is if we had some type of Dungeon Family reunion that was like a big festival type of event, because there's so many in that collective that could really bring the sort of Atlanta.
I would love that, by the way.
I mean, it would be amazing, but still this was a representation.
But even so, note what you said. The whole Dungeon family.
Yeah, not one dude. Not one dude.
The whole Dungeon family. I think maybe Wayne probably could do this.
I can see that.
But ain't too many others could do this. This is like monumental. Like it was an amazing thing. I know I think I was recording on that day. My episode coming back. Of course, they bring back Juneteenth. We'll have a discussion about that later.
We did talk about. I remember us discussing it. I was like, they got you on Juneteenth. I'm like,
Damn, Donnie.
We got to renegotiate our contract. But I was very happy watching people who I love enjoy this show and their reactions to it. Like watching you talk about it and watching T talk about it and sound like a big kid just enjoying it. Like It was amazing.
Bro,
Phenomenal.
me and Chalfie texting back and forth. One, I mean, I know this is gonna sound goofy, and I said the same thing on my show, but I feel like it's something that has to be stated. AWS, which is Amazon Web Services, internet backbone is amazing. Everything run on AWS that you don't know run on AWS. Netflix gets your house via AWS. I'm texting Chalfie in almost real time. What's occurring?
Because I was curious if there was a delay.
And I'm screaming, yo, Felicia to go. I'm like, and Chalfie is texting me the same time. Oh my God, Tyler. And so it's like it is a nothing short of amazing that they managed to pull this kind of show off with no hiccups, no technical hiccups, and no delay, or the most minimal delay, a delay that was not noticeable to like I said. I'm talking to Chalfie while he's in the building, and we are, tete-a-tete with little to no anything between us. That has to be respected, bro. It's insane that they managed that.
But then to add an extra layer to that too, because I've only seen a few TikToks along the way. Let's really talk about the camera work. Wop, 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 wop. And it was like, oh, they didn't just do one single, you're going to see from the left, you're going to see from the right, you're going to see from, they were like, oh no, we brought cameras, baby. We brought cameras.
The director who has apparently, it looks like he had a Twitter for forever, but never used it, actually tweeted out because people were shouting him out. And he was like, he explained what he had people do was he had everybody hold and he just switched between them.
Just like control center.
Every cameraman, he just like don't move, and then he himself just did the wop 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 wop. So he bounced between those cameras, and I think that's just so fly.
See, that's art. That's art.
Thank you. I truly hope that they put this up for an Emmy nod. It's just too good, and it's too good production. And like I said, it worked flawlessly. The audience was so well mic'd. After fact, remember I told you when I first saw Joe, I was like, man, this audience sounds quiet. But it was early in the show, and it turns out the house wasn't full yet. Yeah,
because when it got full, it was like we were, and I'm gonna say this in the appropriate way, we was sang in fully. Like it was. Kendrick was rapping with us. We were not rapping with him. That's how it was going. And I do want to give out a shout out to the chat right now where Jess Martinez says, shout out to Paramount. No, definitely. That's the neighbor city to Compton as well. That's where my daughter does her dance. I love to go out there to Chateria, get to the Mexican coffee shop. But it's the same thing. It's like, the community, the local cities. Everything is connected. You got Dominguez High School just right there bordering the two. So it's like, man, these communities are phenomenal. And they're just untapped resources because everyone still thinks that it is the riots.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you know how long ago that was? Do you know how much these cities have evolved? Like, one, I'm glad they're not super gentrified because I love going to these areas and seeing that it's still Latin driven. It's still Black driven. And it's like, because we got to have our safe spaces. We got to have our spaces where we're represented. Now, I want to go to the true Mexican restaurant or Latin restaurant that has like Salvadorians, like Mexicans working in there, and not El Torito. It's not. I want something better. But to get back to the show, the question in everyone's mind was, is he going to do the diss tracks? Like, it'd be amazing.
I knew that was happening.
I did not.
Bare minimum, not like us, because it's such a big hit. I was like, okay, we'll get that one. Sure. Goes red. And I'm like, oh, he's going to come out from under the floor. Because from where I was sitting, you could see the pieces. And so he's going to come up. Yeah. And so then when it's fucking Euphoria, and I was like, oh, we're not waiting. We're going to do this. Like, it was still a nod to, don't forget, don't play with me. Don't. I'm still gonna. He had to show out, and he did.
Had to pop out.
Fully.
Bruh, my man on his knee, mic up to his face, them superpowers get neutralized. I can only watch in silence.
Yo. Look,
the scream I scrubbed.
To be fair, he told Drake what he was going to do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told him this was going to happen. He told him he was going to get embarrassed, and he's going to keep embarrassing him. And now you got to, when you lose a rap beef, you got to sit there and eat it. Drake was I think Drake dodged the bullet with the Pusha T thing because Pusha T made the record, performed the record a couple times, and just let it go. Yeah. It died out.
And no disrespect to Pusha T at all, but he's not
disrespect at all.
Not at the same level as a Kendrick.
Kendrick, petty. Yeah. Kendrick's like, I'm going to show you why I'm better than you. Then I'm going to show the world why I'm better than you. And then when you're down, you're low, I'm going to kick you some more. And that's exactly what he did.
Oh,
no. But he also gave you a warning and said, this is a friendly fade. We can keep it this way.
Yes.
And your man chose to not keep it that way.
Yeah.
And so it had to become a problem.
Yeah. And he said, and by the by, I'm going to disrespect your friends too. And I'm going to address your mom and your dad. So
the company you keep, it has to be addressed. It has to be addressed.
Now like so fucked up. Podcast for T, I can ask T this question. I want to ask him about this question. Is this the most vicious diss track we've ever seen in hip hop?
Bruh.
Not necessarily talking about the lyrics, we know that's a big part of it, but just the scope of how much it literally affects the artist.
I have never, and like I said, I got a pretty. I'm old as fuck at this point, y'all, and I got a pretty good clip of hip hop beefs. Nothing like this has happened where somebody has just been decimated. Yeah. People now, I'm here. You seeing videos and people discussing like, "Yo, I think this motherfucker's time might be up unless he hurry up and drop a little solo track that actually does something." Because first thing he dropped,
that he's living rent free in Drake's head.
Correct, because the first thing he drops is, of course, the little sexy red joint where he tries to reclaim BBL Drizzy, and people are like,
"Nah."
Then he does that Walk Wanda Laila, and that's like, sir, maybe it popped off in Canada because it was for them, not us. Yeah. And so who knows?
It kept. He's got him in such a corner that everything he does is like, you see, when you stand on stage with Sexy Red,
I believe you see two bad bitches. And
what does he do? He comes out Sexy Red. And then it's like he appropriates a culture that's not his.
Jamaican. That little patois.
And it's like, fuck, man. Like he just called you. He says you colonize cultures. And what do you go and do? Like, He's got him painted in such a way that he can't win. He cannot. He needs to chill for like a year and come back.
And the crazy thing about it is, what made me think about it was, because I was thinking about the last time something like this like really bad happened. I thought of Ja Rule. And even Ja Rule, you could be like, Ja Rule kind of got jumped. It was like him against like Busta Rhymes, Eminem, 50 Cent. It wasn't just 50 Cent. It was a lot of people. He got jumped. And even so, Ja Rule still was making songs. People like, oh, this is dope. Like New York came out around that time, like, yeah, this is a dope song. Yeah. You know, it's not like, and people still listen to Ja Rule and love Ja Rule music, and people still respect Ja Rule. This is a situation where with Drake, you are seeing, like, actually seeing artists like, nah, we don't fuck with you. And like artists we didn't know didn't fuck with him. Like, no, we don't fuck with you. The Ja Rule thing, we still saw artists who had big names still like, Ja Rule's still cool. That's my guy.
Yeah.
We're seeing people like, no, we don't rock with you, Drake.
Yeah.
Like,
well, here's an example. When fucking YG came out, because Drake said, and then YG was like, keep my name out of your mouth. Do not. Don't forget. These are my people. You just cut me a check. Like
this is not friendship. That's the thing. And like I said, you'll see it over and over again. I think Drake doesn't understand that at best these are coworkers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And y'all is not friends. You don't go to these people's house and eat dinner with they folk. Like I said, I it's been forever since I worked in the office, but it's like there were certain people in that office that were my folk. People I talk to this day. I done kicked it in these streets. But most people were coworkers. We don't know each other like that. And I think Drake just does not. I know he doesn't understand because that's just not how it goes down up there where he from. Yeah. So he come down here trying to make him, saying, and he's like, no, bro, thank you for, we've done a job together. Thank you for your time.
You said, 20 for a verse. So you paid me 20. I hit you with a verse. Cool. Yeah. And we're done. And that was a transaction. Like, Business is business. That legit is one thing. But when, like I said, when YG came out, after he tried to use YG as like his street cred, it was like, he was like, no, man, no. And then when they were fucking filming the video for Not Like Us and YG's out there just doing his thing, it's like, God damn, man.
Yeah.
Like, this is fucking crazy.
And I know it bothers some of these rappers when they say, "Oh, Drake gave you your number one hit, your biggest hit."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why is it a thing that Drake gave you number one hit? It's not a collaborative effort.
Correct.
Like why is it all the kudos getting put on Drake? No, Drake got these people because they're talented.
Yes.
And yes, Drake has a bigger platform, of course, because he's the biggest star in the game. But just like hip hop has always been, you get other talent, or you hop on their other hits to make yourself bigger. Like Jay-Z did that for years. That was always Jay-Z thing. People didn't say, "Oh, well, Jay-Z helped you get a hit." No, Jay-Z saw Juvenile had a hot song. Like, you know what? I'm finna hop on a remix of that. Jay-Z saw another artist getting hot. Jay-Z saw Ja Rule popping. Said, "Let me get on that. Can I get a what?"
Yeah.
That's how the business works. So the idea of people saying, "Oh, Drake made you big." No, that's not how that necessarily works. He helped elevate you to a higher level, but he didn't make you who you are. Yeah. And I think people kind of fell away about that.
He offered some exposure. And what you're saying is something that, like, it fucking, like, flipped my lid a little bit. Because I always looked at this, and I know we don't have, like, the facts and the truths. These are just opinions. But I always looked at it as, like, Sexy Red wanted to have Drake for the clout. You know, like, all these artists wanted to have Drake for the clout. That's because, I mean, call it what it is. Like, Drake is huge. He's a great entertainer. He's fun. I've been to his concert. It's a fucking blast. He's got hits. He's a good time. Like, I'm not shitting on him. I'm not going to be like, I don't fucking listen to Drake, man. No. Like, in the context of entertainment, he's got it. But when Kendrick came around and was like, no, you seek them out, then I was like, oh, yes. From the South to New York to, like, just
England grime shit. You know what I'm saying? The little London grime scene.
It was like, oh no, you hop on, you hop on everyone's thing. Like, that shit was crazy.
Yeah.
So it was like, it kind of fucked with my head a bit, because I was like, oh, I didn't see it from that perspective. Like, I was really thinking it the other way, but I guess there is truth to that. If you see someone's hot, well, what's going to keep you hot is to be on the hot person's shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so many people pointed out how that's just what it is. And also, like I said, like just like Kendrick said, I don't want the fame. You do. That's why you constantly are jumping on other people's shit, because you want, like Charlie was saying, you want that heat. And you keep putting out music. Like, you never stop putting out music. So, like, when people are like, he has 100 billion views on Spotify, or streams or whatever. It's like, yes, because he doesn't stop. He doesn't go live some life.
Yeah.
He doesn't raise his child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just...
I've always said that Drake, to me, Drake is corny LL Cool J. Like, if LL Cool J wasn't so ingrained in hip-hop, that's one thing I love about LL Cool J. LL Cool J can give you 1,000 love hip-hop songs and commercial songs, but when it's time to make I Shot You, he makes I Shot You, and you believe every single word he says in the song. I was like, I was after the song you was talking about the other day, T, the one we was talking about the Saturday, I think it's called Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night Special.
I went back and listened to some LL Cool J had a mixtape.
Yeah.
It was called it was a DJ K Slay mixtape. I think it was called Return of the Street Sweeper or something like that, right? It was all LL Cool J street songs. And I was listening to it. I'm like, this shit is hard. Like, this is something that could play like today. And it reminded me so much of what I thought Drake was going to be, as opposed to what Drake is. Because when I first heard Drake, and like his first song, like, oh, this is like the reincarnation of LL Cool J in his prime. Like, hey, LL Cool J can do all the songs this commercial people love, but also when it comes down to the street songs, he can do those too, and they're all believable. And you can love both of them, but differently. Drake didn't do that. He leaned too far over to the pop side, So the hip hop side, it was like, this doesn't work.
It's like we can't even call him like a dope rapper anymore because it turns out just about everything he's done has been based on a reference track and somebody else wrote it and performed it even.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like you know what I'm saying? It's like he using these tracks to get a no. It turns out bar for bar, word for word, structure for everything. Somebody else is doing this for him. He is a performer at this point. And I'm not knocking that because he's an excellent performer.
Yeah.
That's not what MCing has ever been.
He's Puff Daddy.
Well, but you can't. You got to give him this though. Is that like you can't have that many hits without having some magic. He's got some magic. Yeah. He's got a lot of fucking hits. You know what I mean? Like
I'm never taking that from him. What I'm saying is,
I'm not saying you are.
He's not an MC.
Yeah. Well, and this is something that I was told, like when I worked in Compton back in the day.
Yeah.
And it can go in one of two directions, but it applies to this conversation. You can be in it, or you can be of it, but you can't be both.
Yeah.
And this is a situation where Drake is in it. Like, he goes into the community, but he is not of the community.
Facts.
Whereas LL lets you know, I'm from Queens.
Yes.
Don't forget. Don't forget.
Yeah.
I may be in the Halloween movie. I may be doing these soft songs every now and again, but do not forget, I am of it. Yeah. And that's the difference there. And that's where that sort of cultural appropriation takes place. It's like you are just in it, but you are not of it. And that's where it changes. Now, I want to bring it back to the show, though. So like I said, he hits Euphoria. Everyone fucking goes bananas. Like, you start seeing the artists come through, and it's just like, I would love a documentary on this, on how the show came together. Because I want to know, like, who was invited, like, who could make it? Like fucking Vince Staples when he was like, I would have canceled the tour if I knew Tommy the Clown was going to be there. Like,
you know who wasn't invited? Goddamn Game.
Man. Game was salty. But it's like, to bring out a Dr. Dre, to like this is the magnitude of the whole situation. To see fucking Russell Westbrook on the stage, man. Now, just so you know, like, he contributes. And again, this is about being of it, not being in it. At one of the elementary schools I used to work, about 2 years later after I left, Russell Westbrook went in and he built a full, funded out of his pockets, a multimedia lab where kids can make music video, where he saw the future. And he was like, these kids need to learn how to make music, make video, how to do all this stuff. And he had a whole building set up, and he was like, and here's the money to do it. He didn't ask for fundraisers. He was like, no. This is me giving back to the community that raised me. And so to see him on the stage, it's like, you deserve to be there. You ain't no rapper, but you deserve to be there. Because, again, he showed the diversity of the community. He showed that it's not just about the guys who hold the mic. It's the people you look up to. It's everybody. It's a whole collective. And then just when I was like, because Kendrick kept saying, when J-Rock came up, he kept saying something. It's one of the lines from King is Dead. And I was like, are they going to do fucking Black Panther soundtrack right now? Are they going to do that? And then when they did, when it's just all, yeah, and I was like, oh, God. Like, to see that performed live with Kendrick and with J-Rock together, you got to be fucking kidding me. Like, this is too much. Call the Green.
Where was Future?
No.
You know what? What if
West Coast? They kept
West Coast.
I know. I need the Future verse, though.
I really wanted Future to come out and be like, which I also saw a TikTok. Okay, but there was a TikTok the other day that I saw that was like that la-di-da-di-da part that everyone fucking loves.
Yes.
Future was like,
absolutely despises. Get that right.
Well, he said, or did you send it to me, T? I don't know.
I think so. Yeah, where he basically he's Kendrick.
He was shouting out Kendrick.
Line. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, I thought it was a throwaway. He's like, it was the end of it wasn't even part of the fucking song. He's like, it's just something stupid I said in the end. He's all, but he had the genius to stick it in there and make it part of the verse, and everybody was like, that shit is amazing.
I love it because it's
garbage.
so fucking stupid.
I hate
it's
it so much.
bad. It's
I
funny.
love it, man.
It's great.
It's corny, and then the fact that it's like, it's one of my favorite like memes that I saw a while back when it came out, where it was like Disney, hey, can you make us a soundtrack? And then it's like la di da di da, stop Amina, and it's like, oh what? So the fact that it's on like a fucking Marvel Disney soundtrack, it's like, God, I love it, man. I fucking love it, and it just, like I said, it was just such a celebration. Now, I want to get to the important part. And even at that too, I knew when the fucking song, like, I'm sorry, I'm hyped up off.
No, get back to Collard Greens. That's my shit.
Yeah. So Collard Greens is such a fun song to see. Like, it really, like, if you get the chance to see Schoolboy Q perform, he's really good. He's really, really good. You don't realize how many songs he has on his own. And when you see him, you're like, oh shit, yeah, that's right. You do have a catalog. So he's fucking out here. So he's doing his thing. They got Absol out there. Like, it's a fucking moment, you know?
That one I want to take just a little bit with.
Yes.
Absol has a disease, a disorder that basically is taking his vision like almost all the way gone. So he's pretty much blind. Yeah. He's on the stage with explosions happening.
Yeah.
And they are each of them are taking their turn, keeping Absol safe and walking with him and holding him. Kendrick and Absol stand together, basically center stage.
Like head to head?
Off-white Sunseeker at the marina. Fuck a phantom. I like to buy yachts when I get the fever. When he started spitting 616, I'm not joking to you, and I know this seems something
kind of like survival. Because there was the one video of Absol doing that outside, and I was like, shit.
I was very, very nearly in tears. It's my favorite song from the Beef.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one I don't think gets the most gets enough love. And in fact, somebody on YouTube, what's his name? Whatever his name is, they've been talking about everywhere for like the last
watched
week.
the YouTube
that
breakdown. It's fantastic. It's really good. I highly recommend people.
And that one's not on streaming.
No, it's the one that they can't get that sample clear. Al Green won't clear that damn. It's not Al Green per se. It may be won't clear that sample, and so they can't put it on DSPs. So you got to go get it off of either his Instagram or people who have put it up on YouTube. But it is my favorite song of the Beef. It is so good. It
really is.
And just see him out there because I feel like they were center stage with just the light on them at that point in time. I don't feel like it was all glowing red at that point in time. God, Charlie, man. I was like,
but again,
616 in LA.
But that's the thing is that, like, again, it was a celebration of love. It really, really showed like this is what we do. When your boy is fallen, you picked him up. You were there for him. It's not about throwing up sets. It's about taking care of your peoples. And what was he doing? Taking care of his peoples. Like, that's what he did. So it's like that shit was just fucking amazing. Like I said, just all in all, through and through, it's like it was out of this fucking world. Now we get to the point where he does his verse from the song with Future Metro Boomin, and that was one of those where I was like, I had the camera ready because I was like, my gut told me this is next. And when it hit and it's and it was like, you motherfucker, man, you're doing them all. You are doing them all. Like, God, stop. It's just like, you already beat this, man. You beat this. Like, you are destroying like, we are seeing the deconstruction of a human in real time, and still just making the best moment of it. But when they played Not Like Us and he stopped it, he did his little dance and then ran it back, it was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then when he ran it back again, it was like, but in the room, though he ran it back 5 times, he could have did it 50 times. It did not fucking matter. It wasn't like people were just like, okay, man, this is fucking corny. It was a hype energy. And then he kept just bringing people out, and it just turned into this whole big thing. But it really just it was emphasizing the point that, like, again, Not Like Us beyond Drake is really like, it's a commentary on, like, I think the appropriation of the music, the community, the culture, the dialogue, the fashion. It's like when Issa Rae said, like, we need to start our own production companies. We need to make our own movies because we're underrepresented. But we can't wait for someone else to do it for us. We got to do it for ourselves. Like, that's me just reading into it, but that's just what it really, really felt like. It's like, this is big. But we also have responsibilities. We got to step up. Like, this moment in time would not have happened if someone wouldn't have stepped up, and someone did step up, and that shit was fucking great. And then just to see that picture that was such a parallel to the To Pimp a Butterfly cover, like, to see that done. And I was glad I got the picture that I did, because you're seeing it from, like, the human angle, the non-professional angle, just me from a top. And then to see the actual picture that I had posted on my Instagram, I was like, fuck, this is like crazy. Like, I saw that picture. I saw when they took that photo, like, I was in the fucking room. It took, as you all know, I go to a ton of fucking concerts. I go to a lot of shows. There has been no show that has lasted with me. Like, I processed it for like a week, and I'm still like, damn, this is crazy. And out here in LA, they also play like the live version of Not Like Us, and it takes me back. I'm just like, fuck, man. So, just insane. And then all of a sudden, they just play the instrumental as we're all leaving, and I was like, man, in the most respectful ways, you a bitch. Like, you a petty motherfucker, man. I can't believe you did that. It's so good, man. So fucking good. I loved it. I'm glad I was there. I'm glad I got to experience it. Like, just, it's one of those moments where it's like, I love living in California, especially Southern California. Like, this is I get these opportunities. So it's like, to be able to have the access to do things like this. But even if I was at work or was supposed to be there, I would have missed the day. I would have been like, fuck you guys. Like, I got to be here. So just to have that, I would say my only critique, and it's a very, very minor critique. With such a fucking Bay Area ass beat and Not Like Us, the Bay wasn't represented. And I would have liked to have, give me an E40, give me a Too Short. Really should have been E40, but just.
Well, E40 did the, your voiceover stuff. You know what I'm saying? So he did the introduction and shit like that there, and the closeout. So, I mean, you had his voice there. You didn't hear him.
I didn't hear it. Not in the room.
Well, in TV, he was there.
Oh, okay. You see, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But it would have been nice but just, we needed someone from the Bay to show, like, top to bottom. And especially when he says in the song that the Oakland show might be your last stop, like, you should have had someone from the area in the room. But there's commitments. I mean, I was really hoping for Snoop. Snoop wasn't going to be there. I was really hoping for Vince Staples. Vince wasn't going to be there. You know what I mean? Like, it just, people got schedules. And this shit probably came together way, way late. But that was my only critique, was like, I would have liked to have seen like a little more Bay Area representation in this scenario. But fucking... damn,
I just saw a rumor on the old threads there. That said they say Kendrick is not Kendrick. Drake is heated about the Pop Out concert and has plans on dropping yet another diss track, either soon or right when the Kendrick drops the Not Like Us video. So we'll see if that plays out.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said, you're gonna cry when you get in the car.
Yeah.
You can't go cry when you get
Yeah, this is one of those, like, just don't.
Bro, this could be done. This could be done. Mm-hmm. And we could all just be like, that's fun. That was crazy. That was the time. You keep bringing this shit back, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Just be done.
This is one of those, like, the best thing to probably do is, like, either ignore it or embrace it. just be like, man, this motherfucker
He tried to embrace, and the embrace did not go like he planned. So I don't think he can do that either. You have to just ignore it, and honestly, you might just have to be quiet because he came out that bullshit yesterday. We sitting around talking about these streams is botted and this, that, and third. Like, bro, you look like a bitch.
Yes.
Stop it.
Honestly, I think he should just go on the Breakfast Club, do an interview, get what he have to get off his chest, correct some things. Like, no. And just and leave it at that.
But I think I would say no because it'll frustrate him because you get a Joe Budden on his ass, like, because again it's that situation of being of it. He's of the community. Joe Budden understands, like what did he say early on when he's like, man, don't let this be HBCU season.
Yeah.
So he already knew off top, you're going to hear them horns.
The problem now is if he keeps coming with diss records, we've already hit the plateau, the peak of this. Now it's getting to the point like, we don't care, bro. We don't want to hear what you got to say. Nothing you can say can change opinions. Just like with the, and he out of all people should know this because people forget that after Back to Back came out, Meek dropped a hard diss record towards Drake, and nobody gave a fuck. No one cared because we already peaked. We don't care what you got to say now, bro. We didn't heard what you had to say. No, Blueprint 2,
0.
Hard diss record. We didn't care no more. Beef was over. You lost already, fam. Don't be the Blueprint 2, even though Blueprint 2 is a dope song. It's time to let it go. Time to move on.
It's just move on with your life. You lost this one.
Yeah.
It's okay. But he can't. But he can't because that's ego, man. Ego sometimes just
the ego is fucking killing him big time.
Yeah. That's why I say do an interview on the Breakfast Club. Get your points across. Let people know you not a pedo. That would be very important. Be like, no, we need to correct this right now.
I get sure thing you can say you're not a pedo, but the evidence is too compelling to the contrary.
Yeah,
it's not like we made this shit up, bro. It's like people have gone through one by one and been like, this girl was 16. All of a sudden, you kicked it with her when she turned 18. This girl. It's like not like there's not examples to cite. You can't say you're not because it looks like you is.
The fact that he said these two stupid ass things. If I would be arrested. Really? Do you know how long it took for R. Kelly to go to jail? Like generations. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? And then also, nobody brought up Millie Bobby Brown except you and your dumbass song. You didn't need to do that. So it was just like, hey, it's like, you corny motherfucker, stop it.
The problem with that right now is, and this is why I say something about it, he has 1 million people singing to him being a pedophile. You gotta, and it's not gonna go away. And the fact that there's evidence out there that's pointing to like you might not be a pedophile, but you're doing some really nasty shit out here.
You doing like mighty pedophilic looking shit. I can tell you that.
Exactly. You might have to explain yourself, bro.
Yeah. To kind of wrap up this part of the conversation, I saw a video where a guy said, "You don't realize how psychotic and diabolical Kendrick Lamar is." He's like, to do an event like this where people, their homes are streaming this, in the venue are recording this, and next year on Juneteenth, when your phone says, this is where you were on this date, and so people are then a year from now gonna repost their videos of this event. He's like, yes, that's the long game. That's fucked up. He's like, so right now he's already mentally destroyed this guy, and now he's gonna give him PTSD a year from now when everyone's like, remember this shit? Oh god, that's so fucked up.
I'm not gonna lie, when you see shit like that and it's like shit that's be real, it affects you. Facebook fucking me up. Facebook fucked me up the other day because they posted Facebook memories of my grandmother in the office playing with the dog. I'm like, oh Lord, I don't need to see this.
Yeah, like I don't want to see that.
And like,
that got me fucked.
Yeah.
So
he got to hold that L.
That event was amazing. Just like I said, I'm so glad I was there. I'm so glad that other people got to experience it on the stream. Just seeing all the videos and everything of just people like fucking, they're streaming it in bars like it's a fucking like a major like championship event, like someone said this concert was so amazing it made everyone forget that the Celtics won the championship.
That's true.
I was like, fuck, man, that shit is crazy. But just to kind of get into some other stuff, I've been to the other show I went to was Megan Thee Stallion. That was such a fun show. Like, let me tell you, Megan Thee Stallion's audience, that's wild, because it was just like, it was
thousands of beautiful people.
It really was. But you know what? It was a celebration of in a different type, and it was of like inclusivity, because it was body types, it was gender affirming type of like like acceptance, not affirming,
Yes.
It was just like, you want to wear the thing, you wear the thing. You want to be the goth, knock yourself out. You want to have the booty shorts, for sure. You want to be anime, go for it. You want to just be a normie ass motherfucker, why not? And everybody just was there to be like, to just have a good time. And so this was at Staples Center, currently Crypto, but that just sounds weird. And I know when I was on States Country and Milk with Tea the other day, I shared that like I've gone to quite a few shows there, and usually the shows end and you walk out, you get a fucking street hot dog, and you just kind of talk about the show like that was a fun show. This is the first time in all the years that I've gone to that arena that people were still dancing on the outside. Like they were stopping traffic, doors open, like a fucking music video, like where it's just like doors are open, music's blasting, people dancing in front of the car and on the car, and cops just there like, yeah, what do you want me to do? Like just, it's people having a good time. And that was like such a fun show. I feel that I was glad I got to see this show, because she's on the cusp of being a permanent mainstay. Because the way that she handled her show didn't feel like, it wasn't superficial, felt very, very authentic. It also showed that she has the ability to rap her fucking ass off. Like, and it's not just, she's not just doing the fucking corny rap songs either. Like she's really in it. Her fans love her. Like she really made that whole place feel like a small club, because she was like, I know you, I remember you, come up on, like she's doing crowd work like as if there were just like 100 people in the room, and just connecting with people. It was amazing. It was like super fucking cool. That I had a great time at that show. Her sound was awesome. So I want to see her go to the next level. A little bit of a bigger stage, maybe some more dancers, maybe some more theatrics, but I can see her getting, best example I can give is like, I can see her getting to like a Beyonce type level of production. Maybe not that level of like celebrity or, just like artistry, but just of production. Like she needs the bigger screens. You could tell that this was it was her first solo tour. And she had some stuff going on, but you could be like, okay, I see. You just had streamers and some fire. Next time, let's get some fireworks. Next time, let's get a fucking water feature. I don't care. Get the fucking chocolate fountain, something. Like, like have some more shit in there,
I honestly feel like Meg Thee Stallion is the closest we're going to get to a female reaching that level of what Nicki Minaj was to her prime.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Meg actually probably can even surpass that.
Yes.
If she doesn't go the same path as Nicki went, because Nicki, as great as Nicki is, I think Nicki is maybe the greatest female rapper of all time lyrically. But the problem with Nicki is that she had too many issues with other artists, so you didn't get to get the songs that you want. Like, why we never got a Nicki and Lil' Kim song? Yeah. Why we never got like a real Nicki and Cardi B song? Why don't we get the stuff that we want from her? I feel like with Meg, we're getting that stuff, and she's kind of killing the thing with the music videos being unique and different. Like Meg Thee Stallion's a big ass nerd. Like she loves anime and cartoons and shit like that. Her records reference that, and if you don't pay attention to that, she can rap. She really can rap, and the fact that that she is so diverse in the way she does that thing and the way that she kind of like pays homage to so much cultures. I really respect it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that goes back to that, like, that inclusivity piece is like, she's different because I think she's still having a good time.
Yeah.
You know what it is? She's not a persona. Nikki's a persona, and she has to be that persona all the time. She's the queen. She's she's this and that. Whereas like Meg is like, oh no, I love anime. I love throwing my ass. I love having a good time, and I love rapping like a motherfucker. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do these things. These things.
Similar to Drake, we don't know the real Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
We know the version that's been given to us, that she
Very
presents to us. Whereas Megan seems very, you know what I'm saying, honestly and truthful, like, hey, a lovely dork who people from her high school, people from her life always speak well of her. You know what I'm saying? Like her teachers speak well of her to this day. You know what I'm saying?
Time out. When she fucking dropped her diss track, she was talking some shit. Like, don't forget, this kind of really all started from
BBO is derived from Hiss. You are correct.
Yeah. don't forget, man.
Hiss is a really good diss record.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
It's a really good diss record.
And it's like, she can give you both. She can give you a party jam where you're having a good fucking time, but then she could also be like spitting some shit where you're just like, that's hard. That's real fucking hard. Like, so it's just to see their reactions to things. But like I said, she's a phenomenal artist. I love to see the growth that she's made, and just the progress in her career. I can't wait to see what she does next and where she goes. She's phenomenal. And then just on a regular life aspect, as we kind of move forward, let's see. Oh, super huge shout out to my daughter as we shift gears to like fucking regular life shit. So early in the beginning of the year, my daughter tried out for the cheer team, and I don't know if I mentioned this last podcast or not, but as we got to the tail, and she didn't make it, but she tried. Like, she was still practicing all year long, really like, I'm gonna get on this. So at the end of the year, they did another tryouts, and so she made the cheer team. And it went from like, hey, we're going to let you know on Friday. And it's like, okay, cool. So then we think like, all right, so Friday she makes the team. Fantastic. So that doesn't mean cheer team doesn't start till the coming school year. So they're like, okay, so on Monday we need you to do this, on Wednesday. And it's like, oh no, you are on the team today. So then it's like, oh fuck. So we're in. I very rarely get moments to like help out. So then, like I said, because things moved quick, they had their field day at her school, at her middle school. So my wife and I went down, and we were selling otter pops to the kids during the school day just to raise funds for like the cheerleading team. So it was nice to just see my daughter in her element amongst her people, kind of doing her thing. And that was just really, really nice. Gavin on his end, he's still doing his thing. He's still dropping his raps here and there. But I'm really proud of the person that it's the potential I always knew he had in him, but he's really coming around. Like, some of the conversations he shares that he's had with his friends about just like life and responsibilities. Like, he said something kind of, for a 15-year-old, he'll actually be 16 on the 4th of July. So coming up soon. One of his friends was really upset about this girl, like, not calling him back and how come and why. And my son was like, listen, you can't put your happiness in someone else's hands. That's your responsibility. Like, you got to take care of you. So if she's not getting back to you, you just got to move forward. And I was like, fair, And so it's just like, you got it, man. Like, we went to go see Inside Out 2, and which is a great movie. And he like has kind of been bringing it up here and there because he's been processing the emotions in it, where it's like, hey, did you catch this? Did you catch that? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? He ended the year with A's and B's, like majority A's, I think like 1 B, and just really, he busted his ass this year. He tried really, really. Same for my daughter too. They actually have like identical report cards. So it's like both kids really, really tried their hardest to just it's a beautiful thing as a parent, and I'm sure you guys share the same feeling, to see your kids grow, to see your kids like just excel in some areas, or just really, even though it's a hard road, but they're trying, they're working, and so it's like that's really really awesome.
Yeah.
And then let's see what else. Got to go one of my favorite places ever. To know me is to know that even though I do not enjoy doing a lot of things, because I'd rather just be taking a nap, I love going to Disneyland. Like, it is my favorite place to be. And so we got to go to Disneyland, and we had like a great time just going on the rides. We went on Father's Day, and the park was like dead. So we were able to go on everything in Disneyland, everything in California Disney that we wanted to, and just like really, really enjoy the day and enjoy the time. So it's like just been doing like my summers kind of just consisted of like these little events like this weekend. We got a 4th of July block party coming up. We got my son's birthday coming up. My wife and I are going to do something super weird, which might get my Latin card pulled, but we're going to be going and doing a foraging. Whereas we're gonna go hiking up in like the LA foothills, and then identify plants and things that we can eat in nature.
Yeah.
So
give me your Latin card. Nah.
No, it's just taking you back to when
my indigenous days.
Yeah, it's taking you to your roots is all. You good.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying too, because I mean, just as I always keep in mind, and got to remind people every now and again, my people were always here. And especially my family has always been in California, like way back to the indigenous folks. Like we've always been here. More Central California, but we've always been California people.
Yeah,
so I'm just getting back to my peoples.
I need you to go watch like 20 hours of Cheech and Chong to repent for your sins, sir.
But I also plan, if I'm going to be eating plants from the ground, then I'm probably going to get mad diarrhea or something.
Oh, you definitely are.
But I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, because my wife and I have been trying to do like
poison ivy.
Right. I'll be like, Dad, I got rash on the inside. No, but we've been trying to do like different things, like new experiences. So I'm hyped to try something new. And then just house chore shit, been painting in the house, took down some shelves, patched some holes, things like that, kind of cleaning up the backyard a little. So just been on the go. Bought a new skateboard deck recently. Actually bought it during the pandemic. And then because there was some issues going on with like the processing and print, it's a really rad deck. It's from an organization called Push for Peace. And I put it in my Instagram today too. And it's a very Long Beach deck. Like it's got the VIP records and some fucking Vans shoes.
Let me ask the question.
Yeah.
Did we talk about this same deck years ago on Cadilliac?
Yes. It's that same deck. And because there were all kinds of like production issues, it finally came through now. So I got that. I picked up my deck today, and I'm actually going to go hang it in my office. And because it's a nice decorative piece. Like it's definitely a skatable deck. Like people are skating it in videos, but I love the imagery on it, that I'm like, yeah, this really represents like everything for me. So that's just kind of been me. Now I go back to work like late July, so I still got about 2.5 more weeks off. But for me, I'm just kind of trying to be on the go. At some point, T and I will resume episodes of The Bear. I just be out in these streets, So, but we'll get back on it. Those episodes are mad fun. We've been having a great time. We just got to do it again.
I was just watching episodes. I ain't gotta watch it.
Yeah, no.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, that's actually factual, because we really break them shits all the way down so they can forever be broken. But it's a dope show, so I highly recommend everybody watch that shit. If we're gonna talk about podcasts, I got to give a shout out to my Great British Bake Off podcast, Crimpetissier. And the only reason I got to give it a shout out is because this season of the Great American Baking Show has had your boy T get out of his damn comfort zone and start talking to strangers on the internet to have people come and be guests on that show. I have spoken to three bakers that have been on this season of the show that we are reviewing, have been on our show. And the champ, the woman who won this season, will be on my show this Tuesday. And it's so dope. Damn. And she's so hyped to be there. and everybody has been so excited to be there. And also, and I'm going to attempt to do one more episode, even though we're breaking down the last episode this week. I want to do one more, and I'm going to invite all the bakers on. Be like, look, y'all can all just come through. I just want to have a nice little post-mortem about y'all experience in the tent and how it got down. And I'm just wild proud of it, man. I'm saying it's probably a lot of black people that fuck with Bake Off. It's probably a lot of people of color in general that fuck with Bake Off, but I don't feel like our voice is out there talking about that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's me, it's my homeboy Ant from Stays Crunchy Milk, it's my homegirl Nick Jew from the What's the Tea podcast, and we get down and we speak on this show from our perspective, and it's so dope. And certainly, it'll be in the notes. But if you just want to look up here, creme patissier, you know what? I'm gonna sneak over to the YouTube version of this, and I'm gonna put it in the chat because I can't put it in this chat, oddly enough. But I can put it in the chat that is live. If I come this up. I'll put it in here. And so I just, like I said, this started with one of the bakers on the show saying, "Hey, I noticed your phone number is 216. Are you guys in Ohio?" He goes, "Because I'm on this season of the Great American Baking Show, and I'm down in Youngstown." And I reach out to him, and he's like, "Let me put you on these people over here at Roku." And then Roku was like, "Let me put you on the people at the agency we use," and we just started rolling. And I just think it's so dope. I went so far as to try to get Zach Cherry on the show. Didn't work out, but I tried because he's one of the hosts of Great American Baking Show. And I don't know, man. I oftentimes get in my own way when it comes to shit like doing this. You know what I'm saying? And to for once say, just take a breath and ask. Because the worst they can say is no, like Zach Cherry. Well, Zach Cherry's representation. Zach himself did not say a goddamn thing. And I love it. I really appreciated what we've managed to pull off here. And I don't know, man. I'm super proud of it, bro. And so that's one thing. And another thing I want to talk about, man, is my kids. And I realized you were saying we all love and are proud of our kids, but just like you, Joffy, my kid is a trans boy, and this year officially started, on testosterone. So this has been, officially, we are transitioning now, not just, I guess not just mentally transitioning now, physically transitioning, and yes. It has been to see him grow into the person he has always been, but we didn't know. You know what I'm saying? It has been something fantastic. Because my man, what he do all school year? Straight A's and B's. Just like you were talking about, Trophy, man. It's like my kid has all of a sudden is like, yeah, I recognize how dope I am and could be, and I'm like, no fucking way. Look at this. My kid is out here showing out and showing off. We have our first college visit scheduled here in the coming weeks. Their birthday, my kid's birthday is also a Cancer, Charlie. He'll be his birthday is on the 16th, and it's been so dope to watch him blossom. But then my oldest boy, just out of nowhere, me and my boys going to New York. I'm like, the fuck? Yeah, we're gonna drive to New York and go kick it in the Apple. And I'm like, that's so dope. And so my son and his buddies just went to New York themselves. Drove themselves, went all around the city, did all kinds of, you know what I'm saying, kicked it in the the Nintendo World store. They went to the Supreme store. They was like, we gotta hit up the Supreme store. And I'm like, they went to the they have a aircraft carrier retired there, the Intrepid. And my son sent me pictures of the Concorde and stuff that's on the Intrepid, and I'm just like, look at my children go, grow, and succeed and move forward in their lives. And I just think that's so dope, and I felt like it's so special. That's just, and it's not like I don't talk about this on my show, but it's like we three have a different vibe. All our children are, of course, in a similar age bracket too. So it's like very much like, I don't know. I feel like we talk about it on a different level, and from a different angle, I think, than I talk about it on my regular show. But
that's such a. Okay, I heard you mention this on, I think it's on this current episode of Stays Crunchy and Milk, and you had mentioned that like the Podfather had said, hey, like being a parent is like a real thankless job, and it's like it is true. It is very true, but it's like you have to recognize the unsaid thankful moments. Like this is one of those moments because it's like the thanks you're getting back is you invested in me, and look at me. I put together a trip and I did it, and I didn't need to call you, and I didn't need to freak out, and just told you, hey, we're gonna go to New York. Like we're gonna try to make this happen. And it's like, fuck, you went and lived your life. And I'm not stressing like, oh, I'm sure you're worried still, like any parent would be, but it's like, but I think you got this, you know? And it's like, it's those moments that are like I said, they're unsaid thankful moments. It's like, but you did the thing. And I put the time I invested in you is so that you can live your life, so that you can do the things you're supposed to do. Like that shit's amazing. Those are the wins. Those are the moments that it's like, okay, I did my part. I did my part. That's the universe thanking me. Like, hey, you built this person, and guess what? Your person went out. Your person came back. Your person had a good time. Your person wasn't like, hey, listen, I've been having these issues, right? Or, I was acting a fool and I got arrested. And you're just like, motherfucker, man. It's like, no, we went to the Nintendo store. Like we did shit we wanted to do. Fucking fantastic. I love it. Like that's so awesome.
Yeah.
My kid bought a fender for his BMW that got in an accident. I remember if y'all remember you telling me about that. While they found one in Jersey, and he brought it home.
So also made it an economical event.
Yeah, because he got it. He said he paid way less than what he's been seeing it for locally.
Damn.
Bonkers.
I have to commend you, both of you gentlemen, for being great fathers because it shows how much you both are in your kids' life by the way you talk about them, the way you uplift them, and the way they respond to that. I think, that's something that ought to be commended and applauded for both of you because the theme that I hear today that we've been talking all this time, like we're almost on 2 hours now, but the constant theme I've heard from both of you is the way how y'all uplift y'all kids and y'all let y'all kids be who they want to be.
Yes.
They develop themselves, they grow, you there to guide them and lead them down the right path, and you let them do that. Like Chalfie with his son rapping, and your kids living their life and being who they truly feel like they need to be, and you're not getting in the way of that. Yeah. That is a sign of great parenting, and I commend you both for that, and I wish more parents can follow your lead.
Well, to kind of tag on to what you're saying is like my son. Okay, my family has this thing. Could be my wife, could be my daughter, could be my son. When we hang out, like I might go to dinner with my wife, I might go to dinner with my son. I like to spend time with them individually to just be like, hey, we got some time to spend together. It's not because I don't want other people around. It's like I want to spend time with you because it doesn't happen very often, and I want you to know like I have time for you. But they all at some point want to talk to me about my childhood, which wasn't terrible, but it also wasn't the best and has a lot of baggage, So it's like, come on, man, we're having a fucking good time. Do we really need to talk about why the relationship between my father and I is a major issue? Like, eat your fucking spaghettis, man. Like, come on, like, seriously. So it's just like, as my son asked me recently, he's like, do you think you'll always be mad at grandpa? Do you think you'll always... And I'm like, listen, hold on, time out. I need you to understand. And this is like what I told him. I said, listen, I need you to understand. Your grandparents did the best with what they had and what they knew. Yeah. They just weren't the best parents for me.
Yeah.
And I had to reach my potential on my own. Like I recognized that early. I was like, this conversation that we're having right now between you and I, where you're asking me questions about life and feelings and shit like that, I go, your grandpa would never have that with me. He would just be like, and I'm just gonna say it here, he'd be like, why are you acting like a fag? And I'd be like, yeah, I go, so that's how he is, that's how he acted, because he just didn't understand or didn't know how to communicate. I go, because I liked skateboarding or because I liked rock music, because I didn't do the things that everyone else did. He just didn't understand. I go, but your grandpa is a million times better as a grandpa than he is as a father. I go, so I never want you to dislike your grandpa because to you, he does listen to you. He teaches you wild shit that grandparents need to do. Like he lets you light shit on fire. Like he's teaching you how to flip burgers and make steak. Like he's doing grandpa shit.
Yeah.
That's great. He just didn't do that with me. And so I'm not gonna shit on him because that was my experience, but your experience is different. I said, but I want you to know I am always here for you. So whenever you call me, like I think I shared a while back when my son called me, he had a moment, like a real emotional breakdown one day where he called me and he's like, I need you to pick me up. And I was like, I'm there. And then when I picked him up and he just like hugged me and he's just crying and he's like, I don't know why I get this way sometimes. And it's like, instead of me being like, the fuck is wrong with you? Stop being a bitch. It was like, don't worry, man. Like emotions are real crazy. Plus you're young and you're going through a lot. Like, it's like, I'm there for you. And so it's like, I think we all bring that to our families that like, I got you. Like I'm taking care of you. Now, also to keep it back on my son, I forgot to mention, he went to his first party, like his first high school party. And oh my God, my heart like filled with joy. This motherfucker went to his first party and didn't just like go to the party to be at the party, but like got on the mic and started rapping with his friends. And I was like, those are to quote fucking Inside Out, those are core memories right there. Like
didn't just attend the party, rocked the party.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. Like it's like, listen, man, you might be peaking a little too high too soon. Like go to your first party and then be like, we just hung out on the wall. Maybe the second or the third start rapping. Because after that, it's gonna be hard to match. And it's him and his homeboys. It's just him and his homeboys, and they're there and they're passing the mic and they're rapping and they're doing their thing. And there's one video he posted where it's like he said something wild like, you bitch this motherfucker. But I just said, nah. Like, nah, I'm good. So I was like, is he rapping abstinence? And then but you hear some girl in the background go like, oh shit.
I know that movie.
And so I loved it so. I loved it so much because it was like, no, he was connecting with the crowd to the point where they weren't like, you can hear, because it wasn't his video. He was like collecting videos from others. And so it wasn't like they were like, fucking corny, look at this fool. It was like hands up, people singing. Like it was, man. It's those moments for me that I live for. That's like, that was my thanks. Like, I invested in you so you can go do that. And he came home and everything was cool.
Thank God you didn't have a corny ass son. I appreciate that.
Right.
I appreciate it. I'm glad you're not raising a Drake.
Yeah, seriously. Fucking hit me with the Steve Urkel. I'd be like, you gotta be Stefan. Yeah, seriously. Urkel, fucking hit me with the Steve Urkel.
Ooh, the echo.
Wow. That got wild. I was like, that's me.
That was a dope reverb.
So, anyways, back to T. So sorry, it took your time, but I had.
No, man. That truly was it. It just. Yeah. I want the world to I want y'all, my homeboys, to know, and the world to know. I just like, I just kind of shouted this out on the episode, the episode of Skim that is up currently, but it's like my children's mom passed away almost 10 years ago at this point, and so it's getting to a point for at least for my youngest, they will have lived more without their mother than they did with their mother, and so I'm very, I don't know, touchy about my role as a parent. And I try to be a good dude and try to be good about it. And to watch it kind of hopefully pay off. It does my heart right, you know what I'm saying? And so I just dig it, man.
When I heard you share why you don't really celebrate Father's Day, like it did break my heart.
It's not meant to break your heart. I don't want you feeling like.
No, but I want to tell you why. Like, because the same as for me, same as for Delvin. Like, I think we're good guys, and it's like I think we the same for me. I do not like Father's Day. I don't like my birthday. I don't like any recognition. I'm an external person. Like it's uncomfortable on the receiving end. Um, and so it's like, but when you gave your reason why, I was like, but I want you to be recognized, and I want you to be loved, and I want you to be appreciated on the day that's like I want us to be loved and appreciated every fucking day. Like that goes without saying. But it's like, but I also understood like that, but it also made a ton of sense to me. But it was just like, we do a lot for our people, you
For
know,
sure.
and so it's just like there's a moment in time. But at the same time, T also said, "Listen, I'm just gonna sit on this couch all day and play these games," and I was like, yeah, I respect that fully, because it's like this is my day and this is all I want to do, like, period.
That's
And
what's
I
up,
think
man.
I think that's a good like collective good to great. It's like we're really doing right by our kids and right by our families. Now, I didn't give Delvin a chance to share, but like how are your kids doing through all the transition and everything taking place right now?
Um, they're doing surprisingly good. I have several funny stories about things they have done. It's been an interesting ride with them. But they're doing good. I think it's become more of a. I'm noticing they're worried more about me than anything because they're like, yeah, he's lost somebody who's immensely close to him, who's been a part of his life his whole life,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and we don't know how to talk to him, knowing what has happened. But they've been very good. My daughter, it was funny for Father's Day. She got me a card, and the card was like it was a funny joke. She got me a $25 PlayStation card, and the card inside the card it said like the outside congratulations on the baby, and it scratched out Happy Father's Day, and then the inside it said like she just bought like the wrong card and just like scratched out everything and put Happy Father's Day.
She's like, listen,
Fuck
you
with
can
it.
get this card. Like,
It was very well done. It made me laugh out loud. It was hilarious. I have to take a picture to show you the card, but it really made me laugh.
that's really funny. That is really, really funny. I think I'm gonna skip the good to great. I mean, sorry, the what's up with that. Just I want to keep the conversation on a little positive tone because I think we are having a good time. Just kind of reconnecting. We'll table that for the next episode because this can be an evergreen topic over here. But because people will be making me mad on the internet, but I'm having a good time with you guys, so I don't want to get angry today.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
But let's get into some other good stuff too. Like, what you guys playing lately? Now let's go with T.
So like y'all know that we had a Nintendo Direct here to wrap up June, and in that Direct there was like, hey man, here, let me give you some more games for this Nintendo expansion pass online, and one of those games was Metroid Zero Mission, and I recall trying to play Metroid Zero Mission on I think the Wii U, and I just couldn't figure it out. But now I live in the future, which is basically I can play this handheld. I know you play the Wii U handheld, but you know what I'm saying. And have a walkthrough playing right here on the screen next to me. So I got to that game. Also, on the Nintendo Switch Online, it also has the ability that you can just make a save state anywhere. So I don't have to just get to save places, and I'd be like, "Yep, let me reload that save point right there." And so I worked my way through, and I completed playthrough and beat Metroid Zero for the first time ever. And I was like, "Yo, that was so fun!" And I've owned Metroid Dread since Metroid Dread. I have the collector's edition of Metroid Dread. I have the fancy steelbook joint, but I never played it.
It's hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, that's the point. So I was like, "Fucking," you know what I'm saying? I got this Metroid itch. You know what I'm saying? So I started playing Metroid Dread like that same day. And you're correct. It is hard because you get these damn like basically it's like Metroid mixed with Resident Evil 2 or 3, I guess technically, because the new 2, but 3, where you got like a tyrant chasing after you in the case of the MMI robots, the Emmy robots. And I keep getting ran up on and caught by these damn robots because the controls are so different than what I've been. The Metroid Zero Mission was just a cross key game. You know what I'm saying? You use directional your cross pad, you know what I'm saying? But Dread, you have to use the analog stick. And I'm like, I don't feel like 2D games should be on analog. I feel like they should be on a D-pad. And
I would agree.
I hate that, but I get why, because there's things they want you to be able to do that you can only pull off on the analog stick. But Dread is way more challenging than Zero Mission. But we'll see how I get through. As Chalfie told you, man, I beat Star Wars Jedi Survivor on Father's Day. Great game, straight up. It did have a lot of bugs, and I'm saying it was kind of jacking up there toward the end, especially. But a great game, great story. Would love some more Adventures of Cal Kestis. I hope we do get more of that guy, because I bang with it. So that's what I've been playing lately. Oh yeah, I got a couple of Victory Royales 2 days straight. I was like kind of hype off of that.
Nice.
Shit. One of them, I was lighting the motherfucker up and didn't even realize I was it was just the last. We were down to the last two of us. I was just trying to clear house. And then another one, I won on some bullshit. Basically, that dude got caught in the storm, and I won on. All right. I'm like, yeah, I'll take it, but damn, that was not as good as lighting somebody up and then like, oh shit, we was the last two fighting.
True.
Yeah,
it's a weird surprise when the storm comes and you get the Victory Royale, and you're like, wait, me? Like, it's just it creeps weird, because it's not like a battle; it just happens, and it's like, man, it's just nothing too early, and you're like, oh.
it don't feel as satisfying. It feel a little weak sauce, But
yeah, exactly.
I ain't don't get caught in the storm.
Yeah,
but on the, in game and in life. But just to go back to the direct though too, we got a new Metroid Prime on the horizon as well. So that's really exciting.
That's the first gameplay we ever saw of Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and very excited for that, man. I feel like they're gonna do a repeat of the Switch, and that means August we'll get a general announcement. I believe October we'll get a commercial, like 30 minutes. Let's talk about what's going to be happening there. We get a March rollout, and we get a Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. It's going to be a Switch game, and it's going to be released on Switch 2, whatever they call it. You know what I'm saying? Just like Breath of the Wild was released on Wii U and on Switch.
Yeah. I hope they use the tagline. Bitches get switches.
Yeah, because those Japanese guys are, they prone to get down like that. Get the fuck out of here. That direct was fire. One of the best directs Nintendo has dropped, and in general, probably the best of the things that happened during this little summer of game activity. You know what I'm saying? Although I was pretty tight with Xbox's whatever direct. I think they call their shit a direct now too. I was pretty like, okay, that's pretty good. I'm excited for a lot of what y'all got coming down the pike. But the difference between Xbox and Nintendo was Nintendo, like the vast majority of those shits is coming out soon, and Xbox was like, maybe.
So, you'll see it when you see it. If the studio stays open.
I'm very excited for another Astro Bot though. Trust. And so I did go and do the little. They got the little secret addition to Astro's Playroom that if you own a PlayStation 5 is on your system. You should play it if you have not. Because I feel like people own a PlayStation 5 and not recognizing that game was on there. And you should know.
They just skip past it. Like, it's just whatever. It's a little demo shit. No, it's a really good fucking game.
Full fat.
That's Donnie's favorite PlayStation 5 game.
Didn't it make him go buy a new PlayStation once they announced it?
Yes, it did.
It's kind of the best game on PlayStation that Sony themselves have dropped.
Now, what's the little additional component?
So
is it levels? Like, what is it having?
No, it basically you can go find. So they have more of the little gachapon things. The little balls you have to squeeze to crack them. So you got more of those, which is basically all the PlayStation 5 hardware. And there's another floor in that museum now that you can go and look at the stuff on the floor. And then they have you can unlock another dude. You know what I'm saying? Because how they got like guys dressed in PlayStation stuff. You can unlock one of those, and then it's basically it seems like they're gonna do more additions from here until the release of the new one, which is I believe comes out like in September, like near my birthday. So I'm kind of hype off that. And I just like going back to Astro. It's the best use of the DualShock or whatever. That's called a DualShock. No, dual sense, whatever.
Dual
It's
sense.
the best. It's the best use of the dual sense. Like, there's no game I played that shows off that controller's meat better than better than that one. So that's what's up with that. And so go back, go do that. Go get your best, because it's fun just squeezing those little gotcha bomb balls, because like I said, it uses the controller in a way that nothing else does, and I dig it. So go play some Astro. It's dope. What y'all playing? Yeah, about to say, what y'all playing?
I haven't been playing shit.
I know you've been a busy man.
building a house. So I've been building a goddamn house.
Playing House Builder Pro.
Yeah. Everybody else playing like Supermarket Builder and shit like that. No, I'm actually doing that shit. Like, got the deck set up and stuff like that. Decks build. I got washer and dryer in the house now, so it's starting to feel like a home, man. Just getting all that stuff together. The weekend I really haven't had time to play games. I want to play games. I've been buying a lot of shit. Just haven't had time to really play it. The Steam sale is dope as shit. There's a lot of stuff on Steam I've been buying and not playing as well. I'm looking. Let me look at some of the stuff I got on Steam that I was looking at. The Steam sale looks fantastic. I did go to the movie to see that. What's that movie just came out? A Quiet Place.
Quiet Place. I saw it. Yeah, you reviewed. You and young Delvin reviewed that. I saw the review. So
yeah, it's fantastic. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff off the Steam sale, man. There's a lot of good stuff on there. Human Z, the zombie game they have on there. I just got that. Man, it's a lot. It's some cool stuff on there. I'm trying to see what else is on my Steam list. I just got a library.
What's the firest thing you got? The one you like, y'all, if y'all gonna get something on the Steam sale, you should get this.
I'm going through it. I got a lot of fucking games. I probably bought like 20 games.
Also, all three of us got Steam, whatever. I don't think none of us is friends on Steam. Not that we would use Steam for that, but we should probably just add each other.
Sold his Steam Deck.
Yeah, but he still got Steam.
That's true.
Do you use your Steam now?
No.
That's my point. Like, I don't think
he. My son
have a child on Steam. He's not going to respond.
My son plays on Steam.
I still got the app on my phone.
Shot turkey.
No,
well, while he digging it up, what you playing, Chaffee, man?
I've been going through Hellblade 2, and really, I know I should have been done a long time ago. I feel like this game deserves time, like, because of what's happening in it. Like, it's not just fucking go and punch everybody and slash everybody and kind of get through. Like, a lot of the dialogue, I'm like, and everything, I was like, this game is just nothing but symbolism, like, through and through. So it's like, I'm not trying to rush through it. Now, hold on, Get Over is going by right now. Just in a minute. Okay.
I will say this about that game. That is probably the one game that I played that truly feels next gen. Like the way it looks photorealistic for one thing.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's incredible how it looks.
The environments, the way it, like, just a lot of it. It's just like, this game is beautiful, but the story itself and like the things that are taking place, I'm like, this game has depth. So I want to finish it. I just need to give it the time it needs. So, because I don't want to do my typical fashion if I play something for like 5 to 15 minutes and then I'm in and I'm out, because the levels aren't like that. The structure's not like that. It's a weird combat walking sim in a sense, because you're kind of going through, but it's her mental struggle that's taking place. Like, whereas like the first game was like anxiety, like this one is more like PTSD, sort of like depression. It's almost that, like, what's it called? Survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
Correct.
And so I'm looking forward to finishing this game so that I can watch some breakdowns on, like, so if anyone's got some like some good videos on like the sort of like the symbolism and everything else taking place, like some breakdowns of that, like, definitely, like, hit me up in the Discord and send that to me, because I would love to know, like, there's what I think is happening, but I want to hear it from some people who really analyze some games, or even people who had a hand in building the game.
Yeah.
Well, there you
Because
go, Donnie.
there's just some good shit happening here that I'm like, I love this. I'm super into this game, and I'm kind of dragging my feet on it too because I don't want it to be done, because I'm just like, I know once I finish it, I'll be like, oh shit, and that's it. I'm at the point right now where the big giant woman, I've just unchained her, so it's like the latter part of the game. Might be one of the, if not the last chapter, like second to last chapter, I believe is what it is, where all the lava is happening.
My type of game, unchaining big women. Let's go.
So yeah, that's kind
Take
of been
them
me.
chains off, baby.
You're a dumb motherfucker. But that's kind of all I've been playing lately. I really haven't had a lot of time to like dip into much else. So that's been my game and shit. What about what have you guys been watching? I mean, I know Delvin said he watched A Quiet Place. What is it, day one or something like that?
Yes. Fantastic movie.
I haven't seen part two, the second one. Do you have it in your Voodoo? The second Quiet Place? I need to watch that.
I think I do though. But I watched that. Since the last time we recorded, I watched Bad Boys. What is it called? Not Bad Boys for Life. It's the other one.
It should be Bad Boys for Life because it's the fourth one, but it's Bad Boys, whatever. Do or Die or whatever that shit's called.
Ride or Die. That's what it's
called.
Ride or
Die. Okay.
Which is also a great movie. I really enjoyed that one a lot. I've been watching a lot of movies. Watching a lot of horror movies. A lot of them shit's been trash. I've been trying to watch. I've been watching horror movies to get ready for we do the thing every year. Decade of Horror. We talk about horror movies, so I've been trying to get in the mood and trying to watch some shit so I can be current. And I have not really been like feeling a lot of them. So I like A Quiet Place, so that's great. A Quiet Place was really good. I saw the trailer for the Aliens joint that's coming out later on this year in October. That looks really good. Super excited for that. Smile 2 looks really good. Yeah, but man, I'm hoping I get some good horror movies by the end of the year.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna start hitting that time of the year where we're gonna see some horror start coming through.
Yeah. Man, I do not fuck with horror movies.
I haven't liked most of it. They say that the Omen movie that came out is really good too.
Yeah. You don't do horror, T?
Nah, you can blame it on my childhood, so that's all good. A scary movie. I hate it. My big brother, my big sister, I'm the baby, of course, loved horror movies and would fucking agitate me with them shits. And so I do not fuck with them. I don't watch her. And my partner Vanessa loves scary movies, and I do not. And it's like it makes for I'm not watching none of that shit. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. I'm more of a sci-fi dorky kind of dude, you know.
Yeah. You watch it. I'll be here on the Switch, on the sofa.
Bruh, no, I cannot. I do not do it. It does not do my anxiety well. But I'm over here watching Star Wars Acolyte, which is absolute fire. If you are not watching Star Wars Acolyte, you should be.
So people on the internet were wrong then.
Why? Why should I be watching it?
No, of course they're wrong.
Why were they lying?
Because it's a show headed up by a black woman. Come on, bro. You know what it is. It's a woman and she black. No, I can't be. Star Wars would never. And I love how actual Star Wars fans will go through every week and watch them motherfuckers and be like, oh, it didn't happen in Star Wars before? Here, let me show you 10 examples of where it happened in Star Wars before. Shut the fuck up and don't come talking about shit in my house. It's so dope. That show is so good, bro. It is well acted. The story's amazing. It's my man's from it's just like all these people that you know, but it's a new Star Wars story that ain't got shit to do with the Jedis. No shit to do with the Skywalkers. Takes place 100 years before the prequels, and it's like figuring out how the Jedi is basically a bunch of bitches, and they gotta get right because their behavior is too much like based on their religion. They adhere too much to their structure, and them adhering to their structure is basically what leads to the issues we have in this show, and it's super dope because of that. And so, I'm very much enjoying that show. Highly recommend. I'm it's very good.
I gotta say this. For those who also think the Jedi are a bunch of bitches, go listen to Legacy or audio drama, a Star Wars podcast by the lovely Crystal Storm, who does this Star Wars audio drama series. That is about the Sith. That is fucking awesome. It's one of my favorite Star Wars things in the world, and you definitely should check it out.
That's what's
Didn't
up.
you participate in that too? Do some reading?
Yeah, I got killed immediately.
Oh my
But I
god!
had fun.
Still amongst the sci-fi shit is damn, I wrote it down, so I guess I can just look at the screen. Doctor Who just wrapped up its latest season. Chudi Gatway, who you might know from Sex Education, is the Doctor, and the current iteration of the Doctor. And that was a wild good season. Basically had this overarching mystery throughout the entirety of the season, but everything about it was dope. Neil Patrick Harris showed up in an episode. What is the drag queen? I can't think of her name. Crap. Vanessa loves her too.
Oh, yes, because I mentioned it the other day. Motherfucker. I'm going to look it up while you talk.
Jinx Monsoon.
That show too.
Jinx Monsoon.
Jinx Monsoon was in it. Just like the one lady from crap, where was she from? I don't know. The queen from Bridgerton, or at least from whatever Charlotte, whatever that one British officer is in the episode. It's dope. It's so good. It's basically the story of an orphan the doctor kicks it with this. She was an orphan, but she was adopted, so it's a little blonde white lady, but she got a black mama and a black grandmama, and it's so dope, and it's like such a great season of Doctor Who, so good, y'all, and taking some things right up. Russell T Davies came back, who was basically who ran the show when it first came back with Chris Eccleston, and with oh shit, I can't remember his name. A lot of Doctor Who in my head, y'all. But Doctor Who's back. Doctor Who's banging. Get down with it. Godzilla -1. Me and Charlton both have watched that one.
Fantastic movie.
Fucking so good. If you have not watched it, it's on Netflix. Get to it before they take it off Netflix, because they don't sell it on Blu-ray here yet. And so you know what I'm saying.
I have it on Blu-ray. Did I tell you? I must tell that story on PSVG.
Did you get you a Japanese copy? Or you get a screener?
Did.
Oh, you ordered a Japanese copy?
I got the Japanese copy, and it got to my house the same day it came on Netflix.
Yeah, I will always watch stuff on disc if I have it, because it's the full fat experience. You know what I'm saying? The surround sound be surrounding, and it just be looking better. And so I get down when it comes to stuff like that. So
I agree.
Yeah, get on that, man. Godzilla -1 is fire.
Yeah, and to just tap into that, because that was going to be something I was watching. I mentioned this on Skim. Godzilla -1 like really is, it brings a freshness to the franchise. Like it pays homage to the old Godzilla movies. It still uses some modern technologies, but isn't fucking like way over the top like CGI effects type of thing. And I was telling T, I was like, this movie, like I said on his podcast, it is a live action anime, but it is not an adaptation of an anime. Like it's not like, oh, this is the live action of Death Note. It's like, no, they took, and because the one scene in particular that I shared on his show was like when Homegirl pushes the guy into the corner, and then there's the blast from Godzilla as he destroys the city, and like the wind is like blowing real fast. The way it's like top down angular was very Akira like, it like whoosh, and she just gets blown away. And so it's like a lot of the angles or a lot of the ways that like scenes are done, it's like that is from anime. That's not traditional filming like that, where it's like usually it's very top down, the person, from head to shoulders type of thing. It's like, no, they're taking different angles. And then the costumes are like very like period specific. So it's just like, fuck, they did their thing when they made this movie. They did a fucking phenomenal job. And I I am a sub, not dub person, so I did watch it in its traditional language first, and loved it. Like it didn't take me out of it to like read the subtitles and anything like that because I'm more of a sub person because I love the natural inflection in the dialogue, and so it's just like, nah, this is like perfect. Um, and so it's just like it's a rad movie. Like T said, like go see it before it disappears because though no one said it, there's sort of that unsaid thing like this might not be here for long.
Because it
You
showed
know?
up out of nowhere, and because I know
Yeah.
it showed up out of nowhere, I feel like they're gonna just snatch it over. They're gonna snatch it away out of nowhere too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you been watching, Charlie, man?
Let's see. For me, yes. So I've been kind of tapping into a few different things. Kind of finishing shows. Like I mentioned earlier, I watched Inside Out 2. I loved it. I really, really enjoyed it. Especially like everything Riley's going through right now is my daughter. And so it's like, oh goddamn, we are going through it in this house. Watch Godzilla minus one. I finished Reservation Dogs. That's a show I really like. It's about 3 seasons worth. It's a really, really good show about like some indigenous kids and just in modern times and their experiences, basically dealing with their culture and just trying to be their own young individuals in a traditional like environment, and just the things that they go through. I really sat on this last. It's kind of like Hellblade. I didn't want to finish it because that's it. It's over.
Yeah.
But the way that this last episode ended was just like, fuck, I couldn't have asked for anything better. It was really, really, really well done. So I loved that show so much. I finished Fallout, and that fucking show is good. That show is really, really, really good. Just I could have like I understood that the guy who looks like the fake version of Kang the Conqueror, what's his name? I can't think of the actor's name right now. But he kind of looks like the bootleg version of that dude. He just seemed like he was just like a plot device. Like his story wasn't
Great
strong
value
enough.
Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah, exactly. Like he kind of helped move the story along, but the other two characters are really strong. And then the way it ended too, and sort of like the surprises along the way of like realizing like, oh, this utopian community ain't really a utopian community, and that here we go, like capitalism really doing its thing again. Like motherfucker, man. Even after an apocalypse, it's like, oh yeah, and when you realize why the apocalypse was the apocalypse, it's like, you bitches.
Yeah.
And so that was just like, that's a really, really good show. Like I was surprised because sometimes Amazon shit just doesn't hit right. It's a little WB at times, So it just was like, nah, I don't know. That one's well done. And I think because I was also worried too, because I've only ever attempted to play one Fallout game. So I was like, am I going to understand this? Am I going to like this? I don't know. But everyone acted their ass off in that and really allowed you to be in the environment without having to know what is happening in the environment. Another show that I finished was Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Now on T's show, I told him we're going to talk about this and we're going to fight about this because I think you said you enjoyed it. And I did enjoy it too, but in so many ways, this show like really made me want to not have Jane, who is the actress in this, Maya Erskine? Is that her name?
Yeah.
I did not like her. I really, really wanted to have what's it? Phoebe
Waller, whatever. Phoebe Waller Bridgers.
Yeah. The chemistry was not there. Like they both just came off real, like the stories were very, very well done. Their chemistry did not exist. They fucking sucked together. Like it did not work. Where I was like, seriously? Like this is like having seen the other actress do her thing, I was like, this would have fucking hit. But with her, I was like, no, he was too charismatic. And I understand that she was supposed to play a flat character, but it's also like, but I don't dislike you or like you. You're just there as a body. Like I felt like her acting level was as good as mine. And it's also I don't like her in Pen 15 either. Like I just don't like her as an actress.
Well, there you go.
I'm like,
there you go.
I'm like, you don't bring shit to the table. You suck. So it was just like I did not like it. I did not like it at all. Super, super disappointed in what this show could have been. In the end, it just felt like it was a YouTube show. And I was like, man, I don't know.
What I hate the most about it is they said they're going to bring it back, but new characters. And I'm like, suck my dick. Don't do that. Don't leave that show on a cliffhanger and then be like, I'm going to come back with people who and you'll not know how the cliffhanger worked out. Because then it leaves me just hanging, and I don't like that.
But, but I kind of get it, because if I think the shots go the way they went, there were 3 gunfires.
Yeah.
Which says to me she missed, and then the other lady, because she had to at least get off 2 shots, because they only had 1 in the chamber. So somebody died.
Yeah.
And we already know Donald was like fading out. Yeah. So I'm like, I could see that. Yeah, because I did catch that. Because I like that couple more, where I was like, I want to see you guys. Because you guys are some mean motherfuckers, man. You got them high and drunk and then fucking sent them into the forest.
Parker Posey will always be
Parker Posey.
Yeah.
Yes. No, for sure. Parker Posey is the indie queen for sure.
Always.
Not gonna lie. I watched the first 2 episodes of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and I was like, "This is not it for me."
Yeah,
fair enough. I loved it. I watched all of it end to end. I really did enjoy it. But I fuck with Donald Glover the long and short way. His single drops tomorrow of Lithonia, so be on the lookout for that. And so
who back to Mrs. Smith real fast though. But whoever did casting on this, great job. Like. Is it Michaela Cole from like Chewing Gum? If you've never seen Chewing Gum, watch that show. That show is so good. That's kind of where I first learned about her. But to see her be basically like, it was like a spy versus spy moment where he had to take her out, and seeing her back in there, I wanted more of that. Like the whole season could have just been them trying to track her down. John Turturro, fucking amazing. You had what's his name? The Hellboy guy, who was also from Sons of Anarchy.
Oh my god, yeah. Ron Perlman was fucking great. That whole episode was amazing.
When fucking Ron Perlman, and this is no spoiler to it at all, like when they made him jump and then he pissed his pants, and it's like, yeah, because you're old and you're talking about how you like it. No, this makes sense. Fuck, it's so good, man. So fucking good. So it's like the sort of ensemble and guests, they killed it. Dano, is it Paul Dano? The neighbor.
Oh, that was that Paul Dano?
I believe so.
Get the fuck out of that's crazy. See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize that.
Because when it ends, and he's like, hey, it looks like the neighbor's place is going to be available. So good, man.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that was Paul Dano. That's what I'm going to do a quick little.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong.
And Mrs. Smith, let me just jump to that quickly on IMDb.
Yeah, Paul Dano, Hot Neighbor is his
That's
title in
crazy.
IMDb.
Man, I did not realize that was Paul Dano. That's crazy. But,
yeah, because he's a little dumpier looking. Oh, hold on, timeout. Highlight for me, and I had to look it up because immediately I was like, she's not an actress, but she is playing authentic.
I was literally about to just talk about that.
If you have been, because something that I miss, like in my heart, I really, really miss. If you've never been around like a black auntie, a black mama, like it's a different love. It's like, I love you. I'm gonna put you in check, but no, I love you. Know that, And so it's like, when I was like, is this his mom? Because this has to be his mom. Because the way she was talking to him was like, no, she's talking to her son. She is not like acting. And so when I looked it up and realized that that's really his mom, it was so like, it warmed my heart so much because it was like, this is authentic. This is real love right here, And he was speaking to her like, this is my mom, Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I know.
Miss Beverly Glover plays Mr. Smith's mom. His wife and kid also the one who when they were at that farmer's market.
Mm-hmm.
His ex-girlfriend. That's his wife and that's his kid. So I thought that's pretty dope too, man. Whole family fair. And of course his brother Steve wrote on the show too. You know what I'm saying? And like my man who did all the directing of Atlanta did a lot of the direction on this show as well. So
yeah.
It's just it's everybody from Atlanta back together. They got the gang back together, wrote and did a whole nother show, and it's dope. So.
Dave Attell was amazing in that too. The shop guy, like just, but the mom, it's like I just wanted to bask in that moment, you know. Yeah. Again, it goes back to like the pop out, you know. It's just like if you've been in there, you know what this is. Like, you know, it's hard love, but it's direct love, but it's authentic love. Like it's different, you know. So that's kind of what I've been watching along the way. Those have been like my shows. And then let's see what you guys been spinning to kind of bring things home.
I'm gonna give you a whole list of things. I'm gonna run through them right quick. We only gotta delve too deep in them. Not Like Us remains on repeat. I'm not lying to you. I'm not joking to you. I'm not kidding when I say that. At least once a day, every day. Still. The Pursuit EP was a mixtape from Cocaine 80s and No ID. They came out forever ago. And all of a sudden, it just popped up on my Spotify the other day. And it was like, oh, you fuck with James Fauntleroy and No ID? Here. It's on DSPs out of the blue. The Pursuit EP, he goes by just the 80s now. He's no longer Cocaine 80s. Is amazing. And I'm not joking. And so I'm telling you right now, check it out. It's on all your DSPs right now. The Pursuit EP, Cocaine 80s, No ID, James Fauntleroy. It is fucking fantastic. And I'm glad it's on DSPs out of the blue now. And I hope they're about to do some more music. Me and Del were just talking about
earlier. Appearance by Black Dog real quick.
Black Dog.
This Wednesday. This Black Dog.
Young Wednesday.
Young Wednesday.
Saturday Night Special. LL Cool J. Fat Joe. Rick Ross. Q-Tip on production. Queens is in the motherfucking building. That song is fire. I just heard. Look, Devin said he sent to us earlier.
Was that the one Delvin shared?
Yeah, no, the one Delvin shared was that LL Eminem joint.
Yeah,
it was 2 hours back. Yeah, the other one is not there. I went and checked.
Yeah. Oh no, he was lying. He was lying for sure.
No. He meant to, and he just didn't. But
I think I might have shared it in the other chat. Then probably
it's all good. I was listening.
Oh, you have other friends?
Apparently so.
I was listening to Juan Ep is Life, Peter Rosenberg and Cypher Sounds podcast, and Pete was playing the song, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? This beat is fire." LL Cool J, and I'm like, "Let me go put this in Spotify right quick," and it's just absolute. It is absolute fire, y'all. Saturday Night Special, LL Cool J, Rick Ross, Fat Joe, Q-Tip on Productions. You need to look that out. The Foreign Exchange, which is rapper Fonte and Nicolay, have been a group now for 20 years. They're celebrating 20 years together. And so they dropped a little 12-inch EP-ish kind of thing, a couple of songs. One is The Gray with Fonte rapping his damn ass off. And the other one is a cover of the Sade song of Couldn't Love You More. God, it's so good, y'all. And they put that on sale. They pressed up 300 copies. They said no represses. Get this bitch right now. And I got that bitch right then and there. And so that'll be coming sooner than later on vinyl as well. I'm very hyped to have that. And Action Bronson dropped a new joint. It's called Sega. And if you fuck at Action Bronson, you a lot of people don't. I get it. He may not be your cup of tea, but I banged with Action Bronson and have for a very long while now. You should check out Sega, Action Bronson. Those songs are, I know it's all a bunch of singles, a bunch of loosies, but I'm telling you right now, I'm not bullshitting you, yo. Not Like Us, the Pursuit EP, Saturday Night Special, The Gray / I Couldn't Love You More, and Sega are all worth your time and a listen.
Okay. And then Delvin, what you got?
I'll give 2 quick ones. One I'm actually talking about on my Patreon, I think Wednesday. But I found, which I didn't know was a thing, the vinyl for Nas I Am.
Nice.
But the vinyl has the original song that was supposed to be on I Am. So, and for those who don't know the story of I Am, Nas' his 3rd album leaked. Like the whole album just straight up leaked. So instead of putting it out, they just changed the album and they added like songs like I think Hate Me Out got added on there. They added the DMX Nas song, a couple other songs on there. Like, and people, when I Am came out, that version came out. People thought it was okay, but they didn't like it as much as they liked the unreleased stuff. So the vinyl that came out is the way I Am was originally supposed to be made, with all the released songs, like for example, the Ronald Isley song "Project Windows," which was on Nostradamus, is on there now. The Hardest Thing to Do to Stay Alive is on there. There's a lot of unreleased Nas songs that was on like the lost tapes and stuff that's on this album now, and I think it's a really cool thing to have. I'm super excited to listen to it because I remember having the bootleg version of I Am and listening to this version, so it's really cool to have that on vinyl now. So that's dope. One thing I'm listening to. The other thing I'm listening to that came to DSPs this past week, which is one of my favorite albums. Well, great on the scale. Favorite hip hop albums made in the 90s. Shaq's third album. The best Shaq album.
The Rain. So
the Rain.
good.
You can't stop the rain. It is
Big and Shaq go buck and wild. I want y'all to know.
It's an incredible hip hop album by Shaq. And when people are like, oh, Shaq can't make hip hop album that's dope. No, it's really good. Shaq literally just said, I'm going to use my money to make a highly produced hip hop album and get all of my favorite artists on there. Like Nas is on there. Nas and Jay-Z. This is the first Nas and Jay-Z feature together.
After the beef,
I know people
it was.
No, this is before
just in general, right?
Yes, this is like 94 Nas and 95, 96 Jay-Z rapping on the song together.
Yeah.
Is Nas, Jay-Z, Lord Tariq, and Shaq rapping on the song together. And it's a dope-ass song. Then he has a song called Legal Money with a Prodigy from Mobb Deep that is fucking dope as shit with a hard-ass beat that I love. Then he has a song with Bobby Brown just randomly on it. It's a really, really good album.
You know what Shaq brings to the table is that, like, he's not a non-rapper trying to be a rapper. Where it's like you get like celebrities or you get athletes who are like, I want to make a rap album, and they hire all the people. Shaq is just like, I love the music. So if you approach it more like he is doing what what's fucking homeboy DJ Khaled. If you approach it from like a DJ Khaled perspective, that's what this is. He's just like, I just love these dudes, and I really want to fucking highlight them, and I love music, and it's like that's like because even his like Shaq's DJ sets are fucking wild because it's not like it's just he's playing like old school hip hop. He'll get into like deep house, techno. He will hit genres, and I'm like. He loves this shit. It's
the
crazy.
The thing I like about Shaq's rap is the fact that you can tell that Shaq loves hip hop, and two, when he's rapping, he's taking it seriously.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, writes most of his own rhymes, and if he doesn't, let you know who wrote them. Drake. Anyway, I'm not joking, yo. Back to like Shaq and the Foosh Niggas back in the day. Like I said, Shaq was always a pretty competent MC. So
yeah,
tell me how my ass tastes.
Can we? Right? Okay, yeah, that was. You were just rapping to Kobe. Yes. Can we? Because you just brought it up right now, and I know on Skim I talked about how I was dipping back into like Diggable Planets catalog and just appreciating who they were and how underappreciated they were. But you just brought up a group right now that doesn't get the love they deserve. Fooshnickens. Like
Fooshnickens is great.
Fooshnickens really needs to be in people's rotations because they were doing something that I can say even now I was not ready for them. I was not recognizing what they were bringing to the table. For me, I was like, this is like weird. This is a little bit corny, but it's like without Fooshnickens, you don't get a lot of artists, like a lot of fucking artists. And so it's like just their sound, their production, their rhyme style, like damn, Fooshnickens were really something else. Like you gotta listen to Fooshnickens, people.
I agree.
I am a what? But I am a true fool snicking.
Yep. But let's see. On my end, just to kind of close things out, um, after the Kendrick show, I realized that I did not own To Pimp a Butterfly on vinyl.
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
went out
okay.
and picked that up, and was just super, super happy because one of this isn't the best Kendrick song, but it is my favorite Kendrick song because the groove, like the vibe of it all, is Wesley's Theory. Like the way that that song hits and what it says, but just it's a funk vibe that's just like it's California. This is like you get in the lowrider, you play this, but you could also be in front of the grill. Like you could be like it just I don't know. The setting is just it's a modern song with just an old school like feel, and I fucking love the shit out of that song. So being able to pick that song up, like I picked up the vinyl copy from like Target. You know, that shit was like on sale for like $21, and I was like,
Nice.
okay, I will do that. Now, disappointed because it's not a color version, and your boy loves the color vinyl, but I think the only other option is a clear vinyl, and I'm like, I got many clear vinyls. So I'm okay, but it's a fucking heavy vinyl. What is that? That one of those like 180 gram or
180,
whatever?
180 gram. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a dense bitch. That album is, but it sounds great. So that's been like my main pickup lately. And at this 4th of July party we're doing, my wife and I have kind of been collaborating on a music playlist. So we're trying to get some things together. So I'll be out there DJing,
I was about to say,
which is
you
gonna
on
be
DJ the
nice.
set?
Yeah, I'm gonna DJ the set because you know what that means? I don't gotta talk to nobody. So I'll be out there kind of mixing some jams together. We got a good variety of things. I might have to throw that link up sometime down the road so you can just see what your boys mixing together. Um, and then I was contemplating for a while. Okay, so I love a band called Deaf Heaven. I also love a band called Interpol. And Interpol is doing like a 20th anniversary of their album Antics, and so they're doing some sets along the way where they're playing their album Antics like in completion, and so they're doing a Chicago date, and they're actually doing two dates, um, and the opening act is Deaf Heaven, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, am I gonna have to go to Chicago to see Interpol with Deaf Heaven opening? Because there's these two groups, I listen to them multiple times throughout the week. If not one, the other, but most of the time is both. So I was like, damn. Now, I'm kind of glad I didn't pull the trigger because so this would have been November 18th or the 19th, which is like a Monday and Tuesday. And I was like, maybe I'll go to the Monday show. But then here comes fucking Tyler, the creator, and goes, oh, hey, hold up. Camp Flogna is going to be the 16th and the 17th. And I said, okay, going to Camp Flogna. So got my Camp Flogna tickets. Won't be going to Chicago, but just I'll be there in spirit. Because I was like, okay, maybe I'll go to Chicago. Me and T can meet up and eat all these bear foods, but we'll have to postpone that because, like I said, I got to be out here for Camp Flogna.
It's all good. Plus, maybe we go in the better weather situation. You know what I'm saying? That's a
That's
cold
true,
time of the year in the windy. So
That's true. That's true. Yeah. So just want to say thank you to everybody for listening this evening and joining us. Just super happy to spend time with Delvin and with T, just being able to like just chop it up and just enjoy each other's time. So I really appreciate you guys joining in. Everyone in the chat as well. Thank you so much for all your guys' feedback. Yeah, we'll definitely get links out. Put them in show notes, or you can hit up our Instagram, Cadilliac On Mars on Instagram. We usually put a link up in there. But T shares it. I share it on my Instagrams. Delvin does too. Hopefully whoever runs the PSVG one, we tag them as well. But that's probably Dev, and Dev is an old hater, so he don't be using the internet, even though he does work primarily on technology. So that's kind of weird. But just want to say thank you guys for joining this evening, and we'll catch up with you soon. Peace.
Peace.